began this season with many changes in personnel and a new head coach. And stepping in to guide the Rangers is Erik Selanne. He's been with the program for several years. He was first an assistant in the early 2000s under Coach Smart. Then from 2013 to 16, he worked with the middle school, and last season was a varsity assistant. But despite these changes, the Rangers have started their season with 3 wins as well. They defeated Joburg 29-22, White Cloud 48-0, and last week a huge win over Beale City by a score of 28-22 after falling behind 14-0. The Ranger faithful are excited about what they're seeing in this new 2018 team, Stephen.
And they should be. Hey, a big win to start off the Highland Conference against Beale City, and just a breath of fresh air to the football program is Erik Selanne. Can't talk highly enough of this guy. Football's been his blood. He's been playing it since he was a little kid, went to college, grew up with it. Dad was a coach. That's something that the Manton community's needed, and it's a good fresh breath of air, and the kids love him too, so it's a good thing for Manton.
You are listening to 107.1 The Drive, which along with area sponsors has stepped up to put Manton Ranger football on the air this fall. And we wish to thank the sponsors who have made this possible. They are Lutke Hydraulics and Forest Products, Forest Area Federal Credit Union, Wexford Missaukee Career Tech Center, the Smokehouse located on 13th Street in Cadillac, Shepler Well Drilling in Manton, Java and Java 2 of Cadillac, the 308 Pub and Grill in Manton, Manton Boosters Club, Wilder Heating and Cooling, Maple Ridge Living Center, Jamie Fellows Garneau City to Shore Real Estate in Manton, and Bostic's Drugstore, also located in downtown Manton.
Yeah, and you talk about these sponsors. Looking down at the south end of the football field right now, and you see 2 Lucky logging trucks, and they have their hoods popped, and one says Go Rangers, and the other one says Trojan Pride. So even the community is into this one. It's a really neat picture if you could see it.
Please visit these businesses and thank them for supporting the Rangers, and possibly give them some business as well if you get an opportunity to do so. Because without them, no Ranger football over the airwaves. We're going to take a short time out, return to the studio. Aaron will have a couple messages for you, and then we'll be back to talk more about the key players on these 2 teams and what we might expect to see tonight. We'll be back here in Lake City in 60 seconds.
Knowledge of the business, safety, dependability, and professionalism is what you'll get from Shepler Well Drilling of Manton. Shepler Well Drilling is a proud community supporter and would like to wish the Manton Rangers good luck in this year's sports season.
Manton Athletic Boosters Club is a proud supporter of the Rangers Athletics and would like to wish the best of luck to all our fall Manton Ranger sports teams. And go Rangers!
High school students are training for the jobs of tomorrow today at the Wexford Missaukee Career Technical Center in Cadillac. Juniors and seniors from 12 area high schools can choose from 14 career-driven programs. Free college credit is available. Visit WMISD.org and click or tap the Career Technical Education link. See all the great programs, then talk to your student's counselor. Call 876-2200. The Wexford Missaukee Career Technical Center on 13th Street across from Baker College. Proud to serve the students of Manton High School. CTC is the place to be.
Looking to buy a home or sell yours? Need to upgrade or downsize? Go with experience. Go with Garneau. Jamie Fellows Garneau of City to Shore Real Estate is your full-time real estate professional with 15 years of experience helping people make their home ownership dreams come true in the greater Cadillac area. Homes are needed now to meet the demand. Want to know what your home is worth in today's real estate market? Talk to Jamie Fellows Garneau, serving Wexford, Missaukee, Osceola, and Grand Traverse counties from the new City to Shore branch office in Manton at 113 Main Street.
Welcome back to Lake City, everyone. Rick Swanson along with Steve Hanel, and we are bringing you this Highland Conference varsity football contest between the Rangers of Manton and the Lake City Trojans as the Rangers play on the road for the first time this season. Both teams are undefeated at 3-0. and tied for the early conference lead at 1-0, along with Pine River, who was also 3-0 overall. First, let's take a look at the Lake City personnel. As mentioned earlier, they finished 12-1 a year ago, and they've got a lot of experience returning, Stephen.
Yeah, they have a lot of experience returning, and the first one we need to talk about tonight is the senior leader of that offense. He's a dual threat. You know, we have Matthew Holt coming back. He has 4 passing touchdowns and 4 rushing touchdowns, so you got to play both aspects of the game against him. number 11, Noah Thome has 2 rushing yards. Ben Marion's a good wide receiver. He has 2 receptions for touchdowns. And we got some other guys that play that skill position really well. And Devin Davis and Hingston and David Greenfield, they've all scored. So it's going to be Lake City has a pretty potent offense. And defensively, they're pretty solid, too. Like you said, they've given up 12 points in 3 games, and they're led by Miles McLeod. He's going to be the middle linebacker. He's the captain of that defense. He's going to call some plays, and that defensive line's a pretty solid unit, too. So it's I think we might see a little bit of a defensive battle here for a little while tonight.
17 seniors on this Lake City Trojan ball club. And 2 years ago, they were undefeated at the JV level. Undefeated regular season last year, going all the way to the state semifinal. Now look at the Rangers. Manton, as I mentioned a few moments ago, last qualified for the playoffs in 2014. And they did finish last season with a 3-game winning streak to finish 4-5. There were questions as to who would step into those shoes left by graduation, as Manton had a large senior class last year. But we've gotten a good look at the current athletes the first 3 weeks, and they have not disappointed. It's going to be very interesting to see how they stand up to this tough Lake City squad tonight. So, Stephen, who do we look for from the Rangers tonight?
We got to look at a lot of guys on the Rangers offense side of the ball. It's kind of like Lake City, a 3-headed monster. And one first guy we got to look at is Jacob Hahn, the quarterback, having a tremendous season, 345 passing yards with 2 TDs, 240 rushing yards with 3 TDs. Have a senior running back, number 22, Nick Dunham, with 5 rushing TDs and a reception TD and a kickoff return for a touchdown. Can't forget about Trevor Solani. He has 3 rushing TDs, and Isaac Radin and Trent Grover have also scored. So I think we got pretty much similarities on both sides of the ball when we talk about the offense. You know, it's going to be a good battle, but I still think it's going to be a defensive game tonight. And then defensively, Miles McLeod's like the quarterback and the defensive captain for Lake City, but Manton has a special kid too in Trevor Solani. He's going to play that middle linebacker position, and he's going to put kids where they're supposed to be and make the calls. So I'm excited for this Highland Conference matchup tonight.
You bet. Well, we got a great crowd. We got great weather tonight. Hopefully a great game coming your way here on 107.1 The Drive. Manton and Lake City both looking to stay undefeated overall and remain in first place in the Highland Conference. In addition, the Rangers are looking for their 7th consecutive victory going over 2 seasons. We're going to take a quick break. We'll go back to Aaron. We'll be back from Lake City High School in just 60 seconds. Stay with us.
Bostic's Drugstore in Manton is your locally owned pharmacy. You can count on Mike and his professional staff to take care of all of your prescription needs with a personal hometown touch. You'll get a comprehensive medication review every time you pick up a prescription. Bostic's Drugstore accepts most insurances and administers flu and shingle shots with a prescription. They're also your home for Manton Rangers and locally made Michigan apparel, plus cards, gifts, and toys. Stop into your friendly hometown pharmacy, Bostic's Drugstore on Main Street in Manton. Call 231-824-6465.
Cadillac Java and Java 2 is the place to be for all things delicious. Java is a specialty drive-through coffee shop offering fresh espresso, premium coffees, frozen, iced, and blended drinks, ice cream, chai teas, and their most popular item, the frozen hot chocolate. And what goes great with amazing drinks? Flavorful treats like bagels, muffins, donuts, and more. Cadillac Java has 2 convenient locations to serve you at 725 North Mitchell Street and at 6319 East M115 in Cadillac West. Cadillac Java and Java 2. Big town gourmet taste with a small town personal feel.
Welcome back once again. Rick Swanson along with Steve Hanel from Lake City High School for this big Highland Conference football contest between the 3-0 Manton Rangers and the 3-0 hometown Lake City Trojans. We're just minutes away from the start. So, Stephen, let's take a look at the coaches, some of their philosophies, and also what they might be looking at tonight. Lake City is coached by Kyle Smith. He's in his 3rd year as the head coach.
Yeah, and Coach Smith has done a great job with this program. You look at last year's success, and he's going to keep riding that wave. We have 17 returners this year and good experience and depth. Off balance, he has a great balanced attack like we talked about earlier. They'll run, they'll throw, they'll go spread, they'll put a little bit of I formation in, and they'll pound the ball at you. Defensively, Coach Kent's going to show you multiple fronts, and he's going to show you a 3-5 look. He's going to show you a 4-4 look. He's going to stunt linebackers. He's going to change things up, and they just have a great team chemistry, and these kids get along well. And it's also really surprising how Coach Smith is doing this year, with his daughter being sick and down in Grand Rapids. He doesn't get to practice a lot, but I was talking to him the other day, and it's just each day is getting a little better, and Friday nights are his time to just get away and kind of relieve his mind from that situation. But Harper's doing a little better each day, and she's being strong. So
for any listeners that may not have heard it, Stephen, was it an intestinal infection? That's what I heard.
She had a form of E. coli, and it attacked her system, and she was beat up pretty good. She's 4 years old. She's battling down at DeVos in Grand Rapids, but doing better each day. So, but hats off to him. What a tough situation. I was holding my 4-year-old little daughter the other day, and I don't know if I could be able to handle all the pressure that he's under.
Yeah, your thoughts are just being pulled in so many directions. Now, Manton Rangers head coach Eric Solani, in his first year as the head coach of the Rangers, after serving several years in the program at Manton. Assistant coaches this year are Tom Skyver, Alex Lutke, and Adam Coleman.
Yeah, and Coach Solani is super excited about this group of kids. He says they're very coachable and they want to win. And you can see that with their record being 3-0. They're an up-tempo, no-huddle offense, and they're very disciplined at it. Defensively is much improved from a year ago, and they're very aggressive. And Coach Solani just preaches to his kids their goals are to win. Each individual player do his job and don't worry about anything else. Be strong in the fourth quarter, and that shows. They've been down in a lot of games and have come back and showed grit and just fought, and they're 3-0 because of all these qualities that Coach Solani has been preaching to them since day one.
Exactly. They were down against Joburg, first game of the season, and then last week, as we were talking here off the air, Stephen, the Rangers were down 14-0 to Beale City, came back and tied it at halftime, and then second half really belonged to Manton at that point. So on paper, you still have to look at Lake City maybe with an advantage tonight. What do you think the Rangers have to do to play with Lake City, maybe pull one off this evening?
I think they have to really take Matthew Holt out of the football game. I think they need to keep it close, because if they go into halftime and it's a close football game, these kids have been in those close football games, and they're going to believe that they can come out and pull this one off. But my gut feeling is Manton has to somehow frustrate and confuse Matthew Holt, because he's the leader of that offense, and he's what makes that offense go.
Now, did you see the game last week with Lake City McBain?
Yes, I saw that game last week with Lake City McBain.
Did Lake City give Holt some problems? Because Lake City only pulled that out by 2 points.
Yeah, McBain gave Matthew was a little not confused, but under a lot of pressure. Hats off to Maloney last week. He put a lot of pressure on Holt, did a lot of blitz packages, played a lot of man-to-man, and I guess we're getting ready for the national anthem, it looks like, Slon. Nope, we're going to do a little bit of the fight song. But, yeah, McBain put a lot of pressure on Holt last week, and that confused him, and it held Lake City to a lower point. And I'm sure that Coach Solani saw that on film, and I'm not surprised if he doesn't take a couple pages out of that playbook and put pressure on Holt.
You bet.
Yep.
You bet.
That's what I think. You got to get the ball out of his hands and confuse him.
In other Highland Conference games tonight, we've got Beale City at undefeated Pine River, and McBain is at Everett. Any thoughts, Stephen, on those two? Beale City at Pine River, McBain at Everett.
I'm going to say Pine River beats Beale. Something's just not clicking down there in Aggie Town, and that's usually not how it goes. I think Pine River is going to pull one out against Beale, and who we got, Everett and who?
McBain. McBain's at Everett.
I'm going to go with McBain. They played tough last week. I saw them in person, and they're a good football team. They just had a few bad breaks lately.
Well, folks, you are listening to 107.1 The Drive, and as the clock is ticking down here to game time, the Lake City Band is on the field. They'll be presenting the national anthem in just a moment, and we're going to get this thing underway. So we're going to take a pause. We'll go back to Aaron in the studio. We will be back with the national anthem and opening kickoff in 60 seconds.
Lutke is the right combination of experience, service, knowledge, and old-fashioned honesty. By providing a full range of forestry equipment services through 3 strong divisions: Lutke Equipment, Lutke Hydraulics, and Lutke Forest Products. Lutke can offer their customers the very best service, price, and always top quality products from a company that knows the challenges that loggers face every day. They offer the top brands with a full line of steel products, Traeger grills, and a full-service hydraulic and machine shop for all of your everyday needs. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Call 231.
When you need an assisted living center you can trust to treat the person you cherish most like family, trust Maple Ridge Living Center. Maple Ridge Living Center is a 26-bed assisted care facility on M55 just east of Lake City, offering 24-hour care to meet the daily needs of their residents and give their families peace of mind. With a second 20-bed location coming in the spring of 2019 on Mackinac Trail in Cadillac. Call for a tour, 231-839-1011. That's 839-1011. Maple Ridge Living Center, just east of Lake City.
Welcome back to Lake City, everyone. Public address announcer introducing our anthem. So we'll pause here as the playing of the national anthem takes place. Our national anthem presented by the Lake City Band down on the field. This is Rick Swanson with Steve Hanel from Lake City High School, where tonight the Rangers are the visitors for the first time this season in week 4 of the 2018 football season. The red and black Trojans and the orange and black Rangers in Highland Conference football action. Stay with us tonight at halftime when we will give you a recap of the scoring if you happen to tune in late or miss anything. And we'll have some statistics for you from that first half as well. We will take a look, Stephen and I, at the first half. We'll give results from the JV contest last night, and we'll take a look ahead to the second half action. If we happen to have any other scores, we'll pass those along to you also. On the field tonight, the visiting Rangers are in their road uniforms for the first time. They are all white jerseys, white pants, outlined in black numbers, black helmets. As far as the hometown Trojans go, they are in all red jerseys, red pants, and their numbers in black trimmed in white with red helmets. So it's going to be nice and bright out there on the field tonight. The red and white. And quite often teams have different colors on the jerseys and pants, but boy, the Rangers all white, Lake City all red, Stephen. They're getting people fired up through the public address announcer.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be a battle tonight. Like I was talking about earlier this evening, I think this is one of the best conferences in the northern Michigan area, and we got 2 teams that are 3-0, and my gosh.
Right here we got another one with Pine River.
I know, they're 3-0 too, and beautiful night. And it's going to be a great battle.
Yeah, you're talking excitement, always a large amount of excitement, anticipation leading up to kickoff, and especially when you get a big game like this, especially early in the year. Everybody's just excited to get you going.
Oh, yeah, and these kids, it's going to be what team can settle down first. They're both going to be anxious out there, and what team can get their composure, settle down, get to their game plan, and just run what they've run all week in practice. And that's going to be the team that's going to, I'm going to predict, put the first score on the board.
We are about ready to get this contest underway, the fourth weekend for high school football in the state of Michigan. It just seems like we have gotten the season started. Here we are, week 4, and next week we're looking at 5, which is over halfway through the regular season already.
Crazy, isn't it? Halfway through the season already.
It just it goes fast. It does go fast. Teams are going out on the field. The Rangers will be receiving the opening kickoff tonight. The Lake City Trojans will be doing the kicking, obviously. Deep for the Rangers, as we've seen throughout the season, we have Nick Dunham, number 22, and Isaac Radin, number 15, deep to receive the kick, and they're standing back at the 10-yard line.
What a good addition to that special teams team also is having Isaac Radin play. He didn't play last year, and good pickup for Coach Solani this year. He's a good kid and a good athlete, and he only brings positive energy to this Manton Ranger football team. There's a little ball boy running out there to get the tee off to the kicker at Lake City. And
that's got to be a thrill.
Yeah.
Number 99, that was a number change, Stephen.
Yep, that would be Walker Herrick. Used to be wearing number 50. He's switched to 99 this year.
Doing the kicking for Lake City, number 99, Walker Herrick, as Stephen just alluded to, but change of number in the program. So we're ready to go. Get this Highland Conference ballgame underway. Here's the approach and the kick. Kick is right at the 10-yard line, taken by Isaac Radin. He's at the 25, gets a little seam down the right side, and he's finally brought down across the 40-yard line. Nice return, and they're going to mark it at about 43. Manton will have a first down.
Hey, that's a great start for the Manton Ranger football team. That don't know the number on this for Lake City, but that Contain kid got caught inside, and Radin found that seam on the outside and used his speed and got good field position for Manton to start off. And here we are again right now. No huddle. Here we go.
From their own 42, it was finally marked. Spread formation. Junior quarterback Jacob Hahn in the shotgun. Here's a snap. Right back to pass, looking deep right off the bat. He's got a receiver out there and brought in one-handed grab. And that's number 5, Cole Ragnaris, bringing that in, a big first down play.
Yeah, great play right there. Ragnaris just went on a straight fly pass, and they threw it up, and he made a one-handed grab, and it was a great catch. And already the Manton's knocking on the door on the 30-yard line. Looks like there's a flag on the play.
There is a flag in Lake City territory. We'll have to check this out. Otherwise, a 28-yard pass play. We'll see if it stands. It looked like it's going to. It is against Lake City, declined by the Rangers, and they'll take that 28-yard play, which will give them a first down on the Lake City 30-yard line.
Good defense by that defensive back. It's a great play by Cole Ragnaris.
Coming right out, throwing the ball. Spread formation again. Hahn in the shotgun. This time rolling to his left. He's being chased. Good pursuit by the defense. They bring him down for a big loss back at the 44-yard line.
And I think that's the same thing that's going to happen. That's what has to happen tonight. Whatever defense can put pressure on that quarterback is going to be the successful team tonight. And Lake City got no defensive penetration that time, but they got defensive penetration that time. So
loss of 14 on the play. Second down and 24. Handoff this time to Nick Dunham, who's brought down at about the line of scrimmage. Tried to make something happen over on the right side, off tackle, but no gain on the play.
Yeah, a little replay off tackle to the right-hand side for Dunham, and didn't have any room to run there. Good play by Thomas Bloomberg and Walker Herrick on that defensive line. So here we go, a big third down.
Third and long for the Rangers from the shotgun. Again, no huddle, spread formation. Back to pass is Hahn, being chased, rolls to his right, and he's going to be brought back across midfield, tackled there by the Trojan defense. Just not getting any time to throw on those.
No, and that surprises me. The last time I watched the Manton team play and saw them on the film, that offensive line has done a good job. But right now they look a little confusing. And we talked about that earlier, that Coach Kent's going to mix that defensive up, and he's been showing them 2 different fronts already after that first play. And that offensive line needs to settle down and figure out what's going on.
So fourth and long for the Rangers. Solani in punt formation. Snap is good. Kick is good. A nice high spiral. Fair catch call for.
Fair caught by Devin Davis at about the 19-yard line. That's a great punt by Solani. Like you said, nice and high, good spiral, spinning over and turning. And Lake City's going to take over about the 20, it looks like, Solani.
Lake City will have their first possession of the ball game. And Stephen's exactly right at the 20-yard line. Just nicely underway here in the first quarter in Lake City. 10 minutes left to go in the opening quarter.
Manton's defense has to do the same thing Lake City's did right there. Get a little pressure on Matthew Holt.
Quarterback Matthew Holt also in the shotgun. Spread formation. Takes a snap. Over his head is the snap. And he's brought back and brought down at about the 5-yard line.
Not any pressure, just a horrible snap there by Lake City. Lucky Matthew Holt got his hands on that. Caleb Milkey almost grabbed that off the bounce, and that would have been a quick touchdown for the Manton
Rangers. He barely
Rangers.
flagged that down. You're exactly right. So a loss of 12 on the play for Lake City. They have second and long after the poor snap from center.
Not even close on that snap either, Swanson.
No.
Not even close.
They break out of the huddle, spread formation. Matthew Holt from the shotgun. Quick handoff up the middle, looking for an opener, and there's some running room there out to the 20-yard line. So he gets back the 12 yards, lost on first down.
Good little run there by Noah Thome on a little off tackle out of the shotgun, and that Lake City line opened up a little crease, and Solani made the tackle after you said a 12-yard gain, so he got that fumble yardage back.
He made a nice cut
Yes,
to make something happen there. So 3rd and 10, big play for both these teams. Deep in Lake City territory from the shotgun. Holt rolling to his right, looking to pass. Right there in the grasp of number 50, and they bring him down at the 10-yard line.
Both defensive coordinators are not holding back right now on passing situations. They're bringing blitzes, and they're confusing both offensive lines, and that's what you need to do. If Lake City wants to win this game, they have to pressure the quarterback, and if Manton wants to win this game, they have to put pressure on Manton.
Here's the snap. It's good. Kick off the right side of his foot is not going to pick up too many yards.
No.
And they're marking it. Officials are walking it off at about the 30-yard line.
So that's a 10-yard punt.
Make that a 10-yard punt. Exactly.
Lake City's defense is going to have to stand strong, and Lake City's Manton's got great field position. And here we go. No huddle coming right at us already.
So Manton with first down on the Lake City 30-yard line. From the shotgun, Jacob Hahn. Solani in motion to his right. He gets the handoff. Trying to get around the corner. Not much there, but he does get a few yards, probably about 3 once they mark it.
Yeah, a little jet sweep motion, handoff to Solani around the right-hand side. A good seal block on the edge, and can't complain about a 4-yard pickup on first down, Swanson.
No. Rangers are traveling right to left. I don't know that I passed that on to you, but Rangers traveling right to left here in the first quarter. Handoff to Nick Dunham this time, trying to go off right tackle. He's got some running room. He's down near the 15-yard line. That's going to be good for a Ranger first down.
That's a good job of running right there by Nick Dunham. Lake City had that play all blocked off. He little scat backwater bug like he is, and found a little crease and got through there to pick up that first down. Manton's got a little momentum going on.
12-yard pickup gives the Rangers a first down on the Lake City 15-yard line, just outside the 15, maybe the 16. Spread formation again from the shotgun. Nick Dunham, the one lone setback. Solani comes in motion this time toward us to his left. Hahn keeps it and able to get a yard or two as he kept the ball and tried to go right straight up the middle. Lake City defense there after a pickup of 2.
Yeah, Solani in that jet sweep motion faked it to him and tried to sneak up through the middle, and Thomas Bloomberger was there to spoil it.
2nd down 8 for the Rangers from the shotgun. And we get a
I
flag.
think we're going to have a little bit of offsides on the Lake City's defense. Looks like at right end, number 32, David Greenfield, jumped a little early.
The call is offsides against the Trojans. That'll cost them 5.
Big penalty.
Does make 2nd down a little more manageable. 2nd down 3. Ball just inside the 10-yard line. From the shotgun again. Jacob Hahn with the snap. Hands off to Dunham. Again, tried to work that right side of the Ranger offensive line. May have gotten one. We'll check on the spot. A short one at that. Still going to be 3 yards for the first down. Steve.
Yep, 3 yards for the first down. And Manton likes to run behind that right side with Renfer and Gavin. And they're having a little bit of success. And the more they pound at that side, they'll get it figured out.
3rd and 3. Here's a snap. Hahn with a keeper up the middle. He's got 2 or 3. It's going to be close to first down yards. I'm guessing maybe just a little short. And it's going to be 4th down for the Rangers.
Little 4th down and 2 here.
Big 4th down play.
Big play for both teams.
Here early in the ball game. 5:23 left to go. In the opening quarter in Lake City, no score yet. The Rangers
Going
deep in
under
Lake
center.
City territory.
I haven't seen him under center before, have you?
Jacob Hahn is under center. Takes the snap. Quick opener up the middle. But the Lake
don't
City
think he
defense,
got it.
I think, snuffed it out. Trent Grover was the ball carrier. And he was stopped at the line of scrimmage. That's going to turn it over on downs.
That is something new. Have you? I seen him week 1 and a little bit on film. I've never seen him under center.
No, we've done all the games, and you're right. That is first time.
Yep, they went I formation, a little fullback dive under center, and Lake City's defense held them. And we're going to have a little defensive struggle here for a minute until these offensive coordinators and head coaches get these defenses figured out, it looks like, Swanee.
So the Trojans first down, deep in their own territory at the 9-yard line. Matthew Holt under center, takes a snap, handoff to Thome. Straight up the middle, and not much there.
Lake City comes out in a little I formation, tries to run a little off tackle ISO to the right-hand side, and right there is Gavin Summers and Solani to make the tackle after about a 4-yard gain.
Yep, he got a little more than a first look, but 2nd down 6 for Lake City. 4:40 left to go, opening quarter, no score. Lake City's second possession of the ball game.
Looks like Lake City's going to line up in the eye a little bit and try to pound it at them.
They got the eye, one split receiver to the right. The pitch is to Greenfield, trying to get around the right side. And looks like he got a couple, but it's going to bring up a big 3rd down for Lake City.
That's a good play by the freshman from Manton, Lucas McKernan, and good flow by the outside and inside linebackers for Manton. Did a good job pushing that back inside to his linebackers. Also a good play by number 4, Lane Heltzel.
Gain of 4 on the play, 3rd down 2. Just under 4 minutes now left to go here in the opening quarter. We are in Lake City for a big Highland Conference contest. Manton, Lake City, both 3-0 on the season, 1-0 in the conference. Holt under center, quick opener up the middle, looking for that first down, and they've got it.
That's number 9, Miles McLeod, and plays that linebacker position on defense, and then they put him at fullback at the beginning just last week, and saw a little bit of running against McBain, and he's going to be a little bit of a load right there for Manton tonight. They can't fall asleep on that fullback.
Exactly. Gain of 5 on the play. Lake City has it 1st and 10 on their own 23-yard line. Holt back in the shotgun, a running back to either side. This handoff is to number 11, Thome, trying to get around the left end this time. And he's brought down after a gain of about 3.
Not much running room there on that left-hand side, and that's because Nick Renfer from that defensive tackle spot stretched that out, and Jacob War from his safety spot come up and made a tackle. War had to leave the game because his helmet popped off, and so he's going to have to set a play. But good job by that Manton Ranger defense right there on that play.
2nd down 7. Facing Lake City, break out of the huddle. 3:02 left to go, opening quarter. Wide receiver both right to the right and left. I formation, handoff to the tailback. That's Greenfield. He cuts it to his right. There's some running room out there. Rangers in pursuit, finally knocked out of bounds inside the Ranger 45-yard line at the 42.
Coach Smith runs a play to the side that the senior defensive back just had to go sit for a play because his helmet fell off. And just a little bit of miscommunication in that secondary on that run outside there, Swanee.
We've got a timeout taken on the field by the Rangers. So we're going to go back to the studio. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be back in Lake City in 30 seconds.
Knowledge of the business, safety, dependability, and professionalism is what you'll get from Scheffler Well Drilling of Manton. Scheffler Well Drilling is a proud community supporter and would like to wish the Manton Rangers good luck in this year's sports season.
Manton Athletic Boosters Club is a proud supporter of the Rangers Athletics and would like to wish the best of luck to all our fall Manton Rangers sports teams. And go Rangers!
High school students are training for the jobs of tomorrow today at the Wexford Misaki Career Technical Center in Cadillac. Juniors and seniors from 12 area high schools can choose from 14 career-driven programs. Free college credit is available. Visit WMISD.org and click or tap the Career Technical Education link. See all the great programs, then talk to your student's counselor. Call 876-2200. The Wexford Misaki Career Technical Center on 13th Street across from Baker College. Proud to serve the students of Manton High School. CTC is the place to be.
Welcome back, everyone. Lake City High School, Lake City and Manton, Highland Conference football. Following the Manton timeout, Lake City ready to put it back in play, 1st and 10. Hand off to Greenfield, cuts it to his right once again, reminiscent of the last play, brought down at the 33-yard line.
Yeah, right now they're not doing anything spectacular or anything. They're just running off tackle power right now, and Manton's defensive line has seemed to be struggling with it. I thought with that timeout, Coach Skyver might just try to settle the troops down, and right now they're just blocking down, kicking out, and finding a seam off that off tackle right now.
This Lake City drive started on their own 9-yard line, and in 6 plays they have advanced it to the Ranger 33. 2nd down and a long 1 for Lake City. 2:03 left to go, opening quarter. Hand off to the tailback, and he's brought down just inside the 30.
That's a little better job by that defensive front line right there. And Connor McGrew playing that nose guard, and Slonny come up and filled the hole, and they held him for 1. So Manton's just got to get the defensive line coming off the ball a little bit, and don't get frustrated and don't panic. You're doing okay.
It is good for the 1st down, 1st and 10 on the Manton 29-yard line. Under center, Matthew Holt. Hand off to Greenfield, the tailback. Off that right side. Both teams trying to work the right side of their offensive line. As he's brought down, we get a penalty flag thrown into the mix.
I think what we're going to have is a little aiding the runner. It looked like one of the offensive linemen from Lake City was pulling David down the field. But Lake City.
That's a good call, Stephen.
I think that's what it is.
It is. It is. It is penalty against Lake City. It was thrown during the tackle. I was wondering also if I might go face mask against the Rangers, but
nope. I thought
you saw the aiding of the runner.
Yep.
So the ball is marched back to the 28-yard line.
And Lake City's not doing anything tricky right now. They're just playing power football. Manton's defensive line's got to stiffen up a little bit, and those backers got to fill those gaps.
Holt's handoff to number 11 gets out of the grasp of one defender, but the Rangers are there to clean it up.
There, good job by that backside defense. Play went one way, and everybody filled their gap to the backside and didn't over pursue, and he cut back, and there they were for a. But I think we're going to have a holding on in Lake City.
Noah Thome was the ball carrier. Another penalty flag. And Lake City is walking backward. 1:21 left to go, opening quarter, no score. Manton at Lake City.
5 running plays in a row. That Manton secondary can't fall asleep because we're going to see a play action pass here pretty soon. I can feel it. A little play action pass, probably Ben Marion, the tight end.
I trust your instincts, Steven.
But Ben's being covered by one of the best defensive backs in the Highland, and Cole Ragnaris. He's been shutting kids down all year so far.
10-yard penalty, walked off back to the 39-yard line of Lake City. So they have it 2nd down and 20 from that point. Holt in the shotgun. Nope, moves up under center now. High formation. and rolls to his right. He's looking deep. He's got a receiver out there. That's Davis, and he's got it in the end zone. Devin Davis, 39-yard touchdown pass from Matthew Holt.
Little play action pass, and just got the secondary sleeping, and that's one thing Coach Smith talked about earlier this week. They knew that Cole Regnerus was going to play man-to-man on Ben Marion. And he said other receivers has to step up, and Matthew made a good pass, and Devin made a good catch on that.
Yeah, he was wide open. Lake City now setting up for the extra point attempt. They are trying the kick. Kick is up, and it is good. Making our score, Lake City 7, the Manton Rangers nothing. We're going to take a pause. We'll be back to Lake City in 30 seconds.
Looking to buy a home or sell yours? Need to upgrade or downsize? Go with experience. Go with Garno. Jamie Fellows Garno of City to Shore Real Estate is your full-time real estate professional with 15 years of experience helping people make their homeownership dreams come true in the greater Cadillac area. Homes are needed now to meet the demand. Want to know what your home is worth in today's real estate market? Talk to Jamie Fellows Garno, serving Wexford, Missaukee, Osceola, and Grand Traverse counties from the new City to Shore branch office in Manton at 113 Main Street.
Welcome back, everyone. Rick Swanson with Steve Hanel from Lake City, where the Trojans have just put together a 91-yard drive in 8 plays, capped off by a 39-yard touchdown pass from Matthew Holt to Devin Davis with 1:08 left to go in the first quarter. The extra point was good, and Lake City leads it 7-0 to put the first points on the board tonight.
Yeah, we've seen Lake City's offense settle down. Now it's time for Manton's offense to settle down, and they will. These kids have been there before. Coach Sonny's got them coached well, and it's still going to be a battle.
Here's the kick, taken by Dunham at the 15-yard line, fumbles it, falls on it, right around the 20. Could have been disastrous, but Dunham
didn't make two mistakes. Made one. Just had his head up, peeking a little bit before he had the ball secured.
So the Rangers have it. First down on their own 21-yard line. And we'll see what they can do with their third possession of the evening. They were knocking on the door down at the Lake City 10-yard line last time they had it, but could not punch it in. Here we've got the snap taken by Hahn in the shotgun, hands off. Again, working that right side of the offensive line.
Hey, that right side of that line's a good spot to run. I'd run on between Summers and Renfrew all night if I could. They're a good combination over there, and Slonny's a good hard runner. Looks like they moved Slonny in the backfield where Dunham usually is a little bit too. So, little change up by Coach Slonny.
That was Trevor Slonny on the carry as Dunham went out following that muffed kick. Hahn back to pass. Now having to run to his left. He's out near the 30 before he's shoved out of bounds. We'll see where the officials spot it.
I think it looks like he's going to be about a half-yard short. Lake City got a little bit of pressure on Hahn, but you got to get your pressure on the outside of him. You can't go to the inside of him because he's very elusive, and he just got outside that pressure, made that play on his own.
Yeah, he was not able to really get set to make a throw, but he did make something happen. It's 3rd and 1 at about the 30-yard line from the shotgun. Big third down play. Hahn takes the snap, hands off to Slonny, right side.
Oh, it's going to be close. I don't think he got it.
He was met. I don't believe so. He just got back to the line of scrimmage. Lake City defense stepping up on that play. It's going to bring up 4th and 1.
Manton tried that right side of the line again to get that 1 yard, and that defensive line of Manton just over-penetrated and stopped him in his tracks. But I think that's going to be the last play of this first quarter.
That is. That is the end of the first quarter here in Lake City. Our first quarter score, Lake City 7, the Manton Rangers nothing. We will take a quick timeout. We'll be back in Lake City in 30 seconds.
Bostic's Drugstore in Manton is your locally owned pharmacy. You can count on Mike and his professional staff to take care of all of your prescription needs with a personal hometown touch. You'll get a comprehensive medication review every time you pick up a prescription. Bostic's Drugstore accepts most insurances and administers flu and shingle shots with a prescription. They're also your home for Manton Rangers and locally made Michigan apparel, plus cards, gifts, and toys. Stop into your friendly hometown pharmacy, Bostic's Drugstore on Main Street in Manton. Call 231-824-6465.
Hey, Swanee, can I give a shout-out really quick?
You got it.
Tonight is my mother and father's anniversary, 50 years married. they're touring up at Lake Michigan and listening to this game on the radio, so I just wanted to wish them a happy anniversary, 50 years.
I offer my congratulations also. Rick Swanson with Steve Hanel from Lake City. Start of the second quarter. Lake City leads at 7-0. Manton with the football on their own 29-yard line. 4th and 1. Trevor Solani in punt formation for the Rangers.
Coach Solani's going to play a little field position here.
Here's the snap. Kick is away. Taken at the 42-yard line by the Trojans, and about a 6-yard return. Lake City will have it first down on their own 48-yard line.
Good punt by Solani. Good coverage by the Manton Rangers. Good catch by Devin Davis and getting the yardage. So all around good play here. Let's see if that Manton defense has settled down a little bit and they can get some pressure back on Matthew Holt. But it's going to be hard to get the pressure on Matthew Holt when they're playing in that I formation. So they might have to step up on that defensive line.
Lake City comes out in spread formation. Holt in the shotgun. One setback and a handoff right up the middle. Rangers there after a short gain. Pickup of about 2 or 3.
Pickup of about 2 or 3 for Noah Thome, and that's a great defensive play by Caleb Milkey, Renfer, and Solani was there to clean up, and Ragnaris came up from his safety spot also.
Man Rangers 3-0, Lake City Trojans 3-0 on this young season. Tied for first place along with Pine River in the Highland Conference at 1-0. They break out on 2nd down and 7, spread formation from the shotgun. Holt looking to throw. He's got Davis out there, and again completed. And Davis is brought down at the 10-yard line. Lucas McKernan, the freshman, with the coverage. And Lake City's going to have it 1st and goal from the 10.
And the key is no pressure from that Manton defense like they were earlier in the game. And if you give Matthew Holt that much time as a senior, he's going to find that open kid. And right now, Devin Davis is working and getting open.
Yeah, you've got Davis a senior, Holt a senior. They've played a lot of football together. 1st down from the 10. Quick opener up the middle. And
that's good defensive
not much
play
of a gain there. The Ranger defense stiffened.
Little quarterback keeper, and right there's Renfer and Milkey to make the stop, and Solani cleaning up on it.
2nd down and goal to go for Lake City, just inside the 10-yard line. 10:37 left to go in the first half at Lake City High School. First time the Rangers have been on the road this year. They were able to enjoy the first 3 games at home.
That's
and
some good
jumped out to
ADing.
that 3-0 record.
That's some good ADing.
From
Here
the
we go.
shotgun,
Their defense has got to step up right
Matthew
here.
Holt. 2nd down. In motion is Thumb. He gets the ball.
He's got the edge.
Trying to get around the right side. He's got some running room, and he's into the end zone from 9 yards out. That is Noah Thome with the touchdown. 6 points for Lake City.
Right now, it's just Lake City's offensive line is a little bit better than Manton's defensive line right now. And Coach Skyver's going to have to sit down with those kids and figure out a little bit of a scheme here, because right now Lake City's getting the edge a little bit too easy on them right there.
Mike Schwab again to try the extra point kick for the Trojans. Snap is good. Kick is up. And we've got a penalty flag for...
Got a delay of game on an extra point.
Delay of game for or against Lake City. Will march it back 5 yards and just makes a little longer kick attempt, that's all.
Just a tad bit.
So the ball will be placed at the 15, makes it a 25-yard extra point attempt. But again, they will try the kick. And snap is good. Kick is up. And it is good, increasing the Lake City lead to 2 scores, 14-0 over the Rangers. We'll be back in Lake City after a quick timeout, back in 30 seconds.
Cadillac Java and Java 2 is the place to be for all things delicious. Java is a specialty drive-through coffee shop offering fresh espresso, premium coffees, frozen, iced, and blended drinks, ice cream, chai teas, and their most popular item, the frozen hot chocolate. And what goes great with amazing drinks? Flavorful treats like bagels, muffins, donuts, and more. Cadillac Java has 2 convenient locations to serve you at 725 North Mitchell Street and at 6319 East M115 in Cadillac West. Cadillac Java and Java 2. Big town gourmet taste with a small town personal feel.
We are back. Welcome, everyone, to Lake City High School. 10:07 left to go in the second quarter. Lake City has just put together a 53-yard touchdown drive in 4 plays, and they now lead the Rangers 14-0 here early in the second quarter.
Hey, the boys in white need to settle down. They've been here before. They're not going to give up. They're going to stay with their system. They're going to do what they've been doing, and they'll battle back into this game.
And here's the kick, and went quickly out of bounds to Lake City's left, and that is a penalty. Lake City kicking going left to right here in the second quarter. Ranger offense going from left to right across your radio. That is a procedure penalty with the ball going out of bounds, and the ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. Manton will have it 1st and 10.
Time just to go to work, do what you've been doing all week in practice, and put a little drive together and get back into this football game. And I'm thinking that's exactly what Coach Solani's got in mind also.
This is exactly where the Rangers were last week. Down 14-0 to Beal. We'll see if they can make something happen. 1st and 10 from the 35. Isaac Raiden goes in motion. Hahn on the keeper, straight up the middle. And he picks up a couple before he's brought down by the interior of that defensive line.
Yeah, and it looks to me like right now, Coach Kent's put a little bit of a defensive game plan in, and it looks like number 9, Miles McLeod, is spying number 9, the quarterback, to take him out of the football game right now, and that's exactly what's happening. They knew how good Hahn was, so we got to find other ways to get the ball to other kids right now.
Spread formation, Hahn in the shotgun, Raiden again in motion, and we have a penalty flag.
Looked like maybe one of the Rangers were leaning a little bit. No, we're going to have defensive offsides.
Offsides against
Lake
the
City.
Trojans.
There we go. That makes second down a little shorter.
Cost Lake City 5 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 3 now for the Rangers. 9:36 left to go in the second quarter in Lake City. Beautiful night for football. Nice crowd on hand for both Lake City and Manton. Takes a snap in the shotgun, handoff to Solani, going to his right, and ball came out, but they're saying Solani was on the ground.
Riding that right side of that line.
Yes, they are.
That's Manton's bread and butter, and they're getting the yards here and there, and just keep working at it and put a drive together.
Gave him a short gain, 3rd and 2 for the Rangers. Big 3rd down play. Solani, the one setback along with Hahn. Hahn takes it, keeps it himself, trying to go left, tripped up back at the 40 for a loss of 3. Never really got the motor going that time.
Didn't get his feet underneath him, it didn't look like. He had I think he had the avenue in the hole to get to the 1st down, but he just didn't get that motor running, and he tripped over his own feet. And Coach Solani's going to punt and play a little field position here and put the defense back on the field.
4th down and 5 for the Rangers. Solani punt formation, good snap. Kick is up, almost blocked, but a nice punt to the 30-yard line. Taken there by Davis and returned about 5 yards, and Lake City will have it 1st down on their own 35-yard line.
Yeah, that's a great punt. That's a great coverage by the freshman Lucas McKernan to make the tackle on Davis after a 1-yard gain. Let's see what...
Well, again, this is right where the game was last week. Beal City had the ball against the Rangers, and they could have gone up by 3 scores, but Manton held and then came back and tied it at halftime.
And that's
so we'll see if the defense can step up here.
That's what Coach Skyver and Coach Solani is hoping for right here.
Spread formation from the shotgun. Handoff to Greenfield, coming right toward us, trying to get around the left end. Never really could turn it up, but did pick up, looks like 4 yards on the play.
That's a great pursuit by Trevor Solani to get from that inside linebacker position all the way out here on the other side of the numbers to make a tackle for only a 4-yard gain on a tailback.
2nd down, 6 for the Trojans. Clock running, 7:52 left to go in the second quarter. Spread formation from the shotgun. Formations look similar here between the two teams tonight. Holt fakes the handoff. Ball is on the ground.
He fumbled that, man.
And
Got
looks
it.
like Manton's got it.
That's
Matthew
gonna be number
Holt
6,
trying to
Grover.
make something happen himself, fumbled it, and the Rangers were right there on it at the 40-yard line.
Just like you said, just like last week, and Manton's defense held. Big turnover right there by the Lake City Trojans, but what a good hit. And I didn't see the number that put the hit on him, but it was a good hit in the backfield. That defense takes hold away, and good things happen.
First turnover of the ball game. Manton has it from the Lake City 40. Hahn back to pass, rolling to his left. He's got a receiver out there, and he's got it.
That's a
And
great
touchdown.
play. Touchdown.
Touchdown. Jacob Hahn to Isaac Raden, 40 yards, and the Rangers are on the board.
Absolutely. What a great play. But who made that play? Jacob Hahn.
Jacob Hahn had to run to avoid that Lake
Yes, he
City
did.
pursuit. And I'm surprised with the right hand he even got it up because the Lake City defenders were right there. I thought they might be blocking it.
Yeah, Jacob Hahn escaped from the defense, made a great throw. Isaac Raden makes a great catch, and Lake City's right back. Manton's right back into this football game.
Extra point try from the freshman kicker is good. That is Lucas McKernan with the extra point, pulling the Rangers within 14-7. Following that Lake City fumble.
Manton's doing a good job moving the ball through the air tonight. That's a few big plays to their wide receivers.
Well, that's I think they call that quick strike, Stephen.
That was a very
Following
quick
the fumble,
strike. Yeah,
one play, a 40-yard touchdown pass from Hahn to Raden.
exactly what the Rangers needed, Swanee.
Exactly. And that should help the confidence a little bit. See if the defense can step it up again. So with 7:23 left to go in the second quarter, Rangers are on the board. Now trail Lake City 14-7. Lake City out on the field, ready to receive the kickoff from the Rangers. On the other hand, Manton a little slow to get out there to do the kicking, but they'll get there. Well, Stephen, again, that's very reminiscent of last week. I was talking about a couple references to the Beale City game, falling down 14-0. The opponent, Lake City, having a chance to go up 3 scores, just like Beale City, but the defense held, and they scored on the next possession. Very similar at this point.
Hey, these kids have came back all 3 games being behind.
To Manton's game last week with Beale.
Yeah, you can't.
Well, they weren't behind week 2 because they shut out White
Oh, you
Cloud,
did? Yep, you're right. I didn't get to see week 2, but the first game I called with you, they came back from behind, and they came back from behind to Beale City. And these kids have been here before. They want to win. That's Coach Solani said, and you can see it in them.
Here we go. McKernan doing the kicking for the Rangers, and it just dies at the 26-yard line. Picked up by Lake City, trying to make something happen is Davis, and he does get out to about the 35 before he's brought down. Short kick was just kind of settled in the grass, and Davis picked it up and got a few positive yards for Lake City.
A few positive yards, and he was waiting, and Manton could have almost jumped on that ball. That'd have been a big swing.
So the ball is on the Lake City 35-yard line where they have it, 1st and 10.
Manton's got McGrew and Summers and Milky and Renfro on that defensive line, and they've been doing a pretty good job. And Solani in the middle with Grover and Hahn at the linebackers.
Holt under center, takes the snap, and
what a good play.
Trying to go off left tackle is dropped for a loss on the play.
Great defensive penetration by Renfro, and Solani was just shot like a rocket through the B gap and met home in the backfield for a 1-yard loss.
2nd down 11 for Lake City. Clock running, 6:50 left to go in the second quarter here at Lake City High School. Trojans break out of the huddle. Matthew Holt comes up under center this time, I formation. Receiver split wide to the right. And he goes out there with the pass. Completed to number 14. Got some running room down the right sideline. Makes a cut back to the center of the field. Still on his feet. Being pursued by the Ranger defense. Brought down at about the 5-yard line. big offensive play from the Trojans.
Just a little wide receiver slot screen out there, and Twansky caught the ball and got to the outside, and nothing tricky on that play.
The receiver is number 14. Is that correct?
Yeah.
I want to pass that on to.
Yep, that'd
our
be Ryan
listeners.
Twansky with the pitch and catch from Holt.
And he had, I think, Davis out there blocking
Yes,
for him
Davis was
on that
running
right side.
and made a good block on the Manton Ranger corner, and just a well-executed play by the Trojans. And it was a good hustle by
58
Ragnaris to save the touchdown and hustle down there and stop them before they got in the end zone.
Yes. 58-yard pass play. First and goal for Lake City. Handoff, trying to go off the right side to number 9, Miles McLeod. But the
And
Ranger defense pretty tough on that one.
very tough on that. Good penetration by that defensive line. I can't see the number on who made that tackle, but no yards whatsoever.
No
That's-
gain on the play. Second and goal from the Rangers 7-yard line.
I'd like to say that was Milky with the penetration on there, and Connor McGrew.
5:25 left to go, second quarter.
Big defensive stand here by the Manton Rangers.
Boy, they've got the big kicker in there as the halfback making a block. Handoff into the end zone for the Lake City touchdown.
That is a new formation.
That's Miles McLeod with the ball. Took it in 7 yards for the Lake City touchdown.
Lake City just put their big defensive tackle at fullback and moved their linebacker to tailback and just powered the ball. That's a big load coming at you.
Reminded me of the refrigerator years
Perry.
ago.
Yeah. The refrigerator Perry leading the way.
So that makes the score 20-7. Here's the extra point attempt for Lake City. Kick is up. And again, it is good. And Lake City now leads it 21-7 with 5:11 left to go in the first half. So we're going to take a timeout. We'll go back to Aaron. We'll be back here in Lake City in 30 seconds.
Lutke is the right combination of experience, service, knowledge, and old-fashioned honesty. By providing a full range of forestry equipment services through 3 strong divisions: Lutke Equipment, Lutke Hydraulics, and Lutke Forest Products. Lutke can offer their customers the very best service, price, and always top quality products from a company that knows the challenges that loggers face every day. They offer the top brands with a full line of steel products, Traeger grills, and a full-service hydraulic and machine shop for all of your everyday needs. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Call 231-824-9506.
Welcome back, everyone, to Lake City High School. Rick Swanson with Steve Hanel. Lake City has just put together a 65-yard drive, most of that coming on a 58-yard pass play. But Miles McLeod just took it in from 7 yards out. Lake City now leads 21-7 over the Manton Rangers.
Time for Manton to regroup and put one in before halftime here. Got a little update for you, Swanee. We got Pine River 7, Beale City 0 with 4:42 to go just before half. So Pine River's working too.
Here's the kick taken by Isaac Radin at about the 9-yard line. Reverses to his left, trying to go across the field. Able to get out to about the 15 before he's brought down. One of those cases where you run a long way and tough to pick up yardage when you're running sideways.
Yeah, got to run north and south, not east and west. Another update for you also. We got...
So Manton will have it first down, and they mark it at the 16.
McBain's ahead right now of Everett 24-0.
So we're passing along some Highland Conference action to you score-wise. From the shotgun, Jacob Hahn keeps it himself after the fake handoff, and he's able to get out to about the 20. Good for about 4 yards on first down.
That's a good, tough run by Jacob Hahn right there. He didn't have a lot of room in there, but he found that crease and put his head down, and boy, he's not scared to take somebody on.
No, he's not. Second down and 6 for the Rangers. 4:40 left to go, second quarter. 21-7. Lake City on top. Spread formation. Dunham, the lone running back. Hahn back to pass. Looking downfield. He's got a receiver. And The receiver was there, number 15, Raiden, but the Lake City defender went over his back trying to knock that away, and we got a penalty call.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that penalty flag right there. Well thrown ball, great pass protection by that offensive line, and number 3, the defensive back, Michael Cahoon, just got to Ragnaris a little early, and I think that's defensive pass interference, but we'll wait and see what the call is.
Well, as the Lake City defender went over Raiden's back, that's when the flag came out, and it is against Lake City.
It's going to make an automatic first down, keep this drive alive, and give Manton a chance to put a score on before halftime.
Yardage walked off out to the 35-yard line. Manton now from their own 35, 1st and 10. 4:25 left to go, second quarter. From the shotgun, one setback is Dunham to Hahn's right. Raiden comes in motion. Hahn on the keeper, this time snuffed out by the Lake City defense. And
I don't know
be a loss of a couple.
I don't know if that's snuffed out by the defensive line or Coach Kent. I think he had an all-out blitz on there right there, and just too many guys for Manton's offensive line to block right there. That was 7-on-5.
Second down, 12 after the loss of 2. Spread formation. Hahn in the shotgun. Takes a snap, back to pass. Trying to get away. Got some running room to his right. Cuts it back to the center of the field. Finally brought down after a gain of about 4.
That kid's good. Hahn makes people miss.
He does. He
keeps the play alive. It's kind of like watching a miniature Aaron Rodgers out there. Just keeps the play alive and keeps the play alive and gets positive yards when doesn't look like there's anything there.
3rd down and 7. From the shotgun, Hahn's got it, dropping back to pass. Looking to his right, passes in the air, but overthrown. Intended for Cole Regnaris, number 5, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Right now, he is not getting much time to throw the ball.
No, he's not.
That offensive line has got to settle down and get a hat on some of those guys in red jerseys, or Jacobs going to be running around all night.
Manton going left to right. Solani back into punt on the 4th and 7. Snap is good. And the kick is away. Lake City had some good pressure again on that kick. Boy, it almost hit Lake City player in the back, which would have been a fumble, but or excuse me, would have downed the ball at that.
He just got out of the way.
Yes, he did. But the ball rolled, no return. And the ball finally dead at the 26-yard line. Lake City will have it 1st down.
Time for the guys in white to step it up a little bit, play a little bit of defense here. And I think Coach Solani going into the halftime 21-7, they'll make their adjustments, and they've been there before, so there's not going to be a panic button pushed anywhere.
Well, if they can keep Lake City off the board again.
That's what they need to do right here.
Defensive stand here. 3:11 left to go, second quarter. From the shotgun, Holt back to pass, being rushed, but avoids the pressure. Now going to his right, sees a receiver, has a safety valve, and that is number 11, Thome.
I think we're going to have a holding play on that call right there by one of the Lake City linemen.
The pass play would have been good for about 18, but there is a penalty flag, as Stephen alluded to. We'll check that out.
And both coaches are sticking to their philosophies, and Coach Smith is doing exactly what he talked about earlier this week when I talked to him. He said, being up only 14 points on Lake City is not enough, and I've got to get more. And that's what he's going to try to do, and Manton's got to answer the call and keep him out of the end zone right here. He knows how dangerous they are, even if they're behind. And he alluded on that all week.
It is a 10-yard walk-off against Lake City. They now have it 1st and 20 with exactly 3 minutes left to go in the first half. Lake City comes out, spread formation, Holt in the shotgun. One setback to his right. Takes the snap. Back to pass. Looking for a screen pass. And the blockers were there, but
there was no back.
Incomplete. There was nobody there to catch the ball.
No back there. A little bit miscommunication on the wide receiver, the back's part there. There was 4 red jerseys out there on the sidelines setting up a block, but no back to throw the ball to.
So
And
the
Lakes-
ball falls harmlessly to the ground. Second down 20.
And good for Manton. Second down and 20. Stops the clock. They're going to play a little defense here, get the ball back. Looks like Manton's playing a little bit of a four-man front. And one linebacker in the middle of the field. They're playing their outside linebackers more to the flats. Two deep safeties and a little man press underneath with it. So
2:50 left to go in the second quarter. Spread formation. Holt from the shotgun. Back to pass. Couple step drop. He's got a receiver. Davis out to his left. Davis sidesteps the defender. A good hit, but he stays on his feet out to the 39-yard line. They're going to make it the 40. It looks like big pickup for Lake City.
big pickup for Lake City on that catch. And you're right, a big hit. Solani put a big hit on him, and Devin Davis just bent over to pick his mouthpiece up off the field. It knocked the mouthpiece right out of him. So we got
23-yard pickup on the pass play.
got some pads popping out there. Oh, I don't agree with that call.
And at the end of the play, we're having yardage also walked off against the Rangers.
I think they're calling targeting. Hit to the head.
And the penalty moves the ball all the way to Ranger territory at the Ranger 45-yard line. Lake City has it 1st and 10 from that point. So they had the first down anyway, but now picked up some extra yards. And with 2:38 left to go in the second quarter, Lake City's in business once again. First down from the Manton 45. Here's the snap in the shotgun. Holt keeps it, running to his right. He's brought down by Solani, but after a nice gain of about 8.
Lake City ran a
will have
little bit
second and 2.
Lake City ran a little trips to the wide side of the field right there, and just a little quarterback swoop around it, sealed the edge, and Solani's all over right now. He's coming from his inside linebacker position, had to run about 25 yards to make the play on Holt.
You are listening to 107.1 WCKC Cadillac. Highland Conference football action from Lake City. 1:55 left to go, second quarter from the shotgun. Handoff up the middle.
Nowhere to run that time. What a great job by that
And that was
defensive line.
Greenfield, the ball carrier. And at the end of the play, we get a penalty flag.
And I don't know what that foul call is. I don't understand it.
They did not bring the runner down, but they are calling personal foul against the Rangers.
We had Lytle and Solani wrapping the kid up and back, just playing hard-nosed football. And
And
the
they
kid
let
didn't
go
go
of
to the
him.
ground.
They let go of him. They
let
didn't take
go
him
of
down.
I don't agree with that call.
But it is a penalty against the Rangers. That's going to move the ball even further into Ranger territory.
I didn't see unsportsmanlike conduct there.
Spotted now at the 21. Lake City, 1st and 10.
It's just two kids playing hard-nosed football, and nobody went to the ground. I think
No,
the
they
officials should have ate the
They
flag
didn't
on
throw
that
him
one.
down. 1:40 left to go, second quarter. Spread formation. Holt in the shotgun. Here's the snap. He's got it. Passing into the end zone. And incomplete. The receiver was open for a second, but officials call it incomplete. He had to go to the ground to try and pull that one in.
Yeah, Matthew was throwing to the ball to where only his kid could catch it because Jacob Ward, number 2 from Manton, had really good coverage and was on that back hip. And if that ball wasn't thrown there, Ward would have picked that one off. So good defense by Jacob Ward to force that throw to have to be perfect.
Second down 10. Clock stopped with 1:27 left to go, second quarter. From the shotgun is Holt. Spread formation, back to pass, and we've got a penalty flag before the play is able to develop. A procedure call against Lake City will cost them 5 yards and move the ball back to the 25-yard line.
That's been a little bit of a problem this year for the Trojans. Talking to Coach Smith, he was a little disappointed in all the laundry that's been thrown against them this year and the discipline in his kids right now. All right, like you said, minute 25 before half, be a good time for these guys in white to step up and get a hold here.
Second down and 15, Lake City. Moving from right to left, 21-7, Lake City on top. Manton trying to avoid any more damage here before the first half comes to a close. From the shotgun, Holt rolling to his left, looks over the middle, and ball not brought in. That intended for Marion. incomplete. Again, low pass.
Under pressure
And
that time. Good
Benjamin
job by
Marion just could not bring it in.
good job by that defensive line. And Renfer and Milky and Grover get some pressure on Matthew Holt, and you're going to be okay. And that was great pressure, and Marion was wide open.
He was.
And
He was.
Matthews, you don't miss those throws, but you get some pressure on him. And
3rd down 15 from the shotgun.
more pressure.
Being pursued. Comes out to his left.
Good job by
and hits
Grover
foam,
reading the
but
screen.
great coverage by
Grover.
Grover, and loss on the play for Lake City.
Actually, that's a tremendous play by Grover. He read that screen, and he was in the right next to the back, went right through the blockers and in behind him. He made a great read on that.
Now they're saying incomplete. Saying he didn't have any control. They're taking it back to the line of scrimmage.
Maybe they
4th down.
said, yeah, bobbling it.
4th down.
Well,
Fooled me. It looked like a reception.
absolutely did, but they see better down on
Maybe
the field than you and I
might have
do.
been bobbling a
Might have
little
been
bit.
bobbling it.
But 4th and 15. Lake City's in position on the field to go for it.
Like season, call timeout. They look a little
And-
confused out there.
Yeah, timeout. Timeout taken on the field by Lake City. 1:04 left to go in the first half. We'll be back here at Lake City in 30 seconds.
Knowledge of the business, safety, dependability, and professionalism is what you'll get from Shepler Well Drilling of Manton. Shepler Well Drilling is a proud community supporter and would like to wish the Manton Rangers good luck in this year's sports season.
The Manton Athletic Boosters Club is a proud supporter of the Rangers Athletics and would like to wish the best of luck to all our fall Manton Rangers sports teams. And go Rangers!
High school students are training for the jobs of tomorrow today at the Wexford Misaki Career Technical Center in Cadillac. Juniors and seniors from 12 area high schools can choose from 14 career-driven programs. Free college credit is available. Visit WMISD.org and click or tap the Career Technical Education link. See all the great programs, then talk to your student's counselor. Call 876-2200. The Wexford Misaki Career Technical Center on 13th Street across from Baker College. Proud to serve the students of Manton High School. CTC is the place to be.
Welcome back, everyone. Big 4th down play, 4th and 15. Lake City going for it from the Manton 25-yard line. Holt back to throw. Got a receiver out there and knocked away by the Manton defender. Incomplete.
That's good defensive play by Blaine.
No flags on the play. That's going to turn the ball over on downs.
Good job by
To the
Lane
Rangers.
Heltzel. Good job by Lane Heltzel covering Devin Davis on that play right there, because Devin had a step on him and Lane went up in the air and knocked that ball down. So could have been a big play, but Lane made a great play right there.
57 seconds left to go, second quarter. We'll see if the Rangers are content to take it in or they're going to try a big strike. Well,
I think
we have
Lake City called it a timeout because they had 12 men on the field.
We'll keep it right here this time. Lake City taking a timeout. Well, Lake City put together a drive, Stephen, from their own 26, but aided greatly by some Ranger penalties on that last drive.
I have to agree with you 100%. Aided by penalties. And Coach Solani will talk to those kids about that at halftime, because I don't think Lake City's really beating Manton. I think Manton's beating themselves a little bit in some crucial situations.
Yeah, the Trojans did have 2 positive plays for a total of 31 yards, but the rest of the yardage on that drive was from Manton
All penalties, yep. And that's something Coach Solani will talk to his kids about.
So we're ready to go after the timeout. And again, 1st and 10 Manton, but just 57 seconds to go. Will they run the clock out or
I think
take a
Solani is
shot
going to
at it?
go right at him.
Hahn back to pass. He's got a quick opener over the center, and that picks up about 6 yards.
Slot receiver went long. Outside receiver ran a little slant underneath the slot to get a little bit of positive yardage. Makes it 2nd down and 4.
That was McKernan on the reception, the freshman. 2nd down, 4. Hahn back to pass. Goes to his right. He's got Caleb Milky over the middle, and Milky's out near midfield at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, and
A
Coach
nice
Solani's
pickup.
he's going to go right at him. A little no huddle. And Milky ran a great seam route right there, and Hahn put it right on the numbers for a big play, and Manton's on the move again right now. Here we go.
15-yard pickup, first down, Rangers. Hahn back to pass, dropped back at the 40-yard line. A loss of 7.
That'd be Thomas.
On the play.
Yeah, that's Bloomberg coming from his defensive tackle spot. And that's one of the first times I haven't seen Hahn be able to get outside of that. And big tackle for a big loss. Coach Solani's going to call timeout and regroup here and try to put one in before half.
Just 21 seconds left to go in the second quarter here in Lake City. We'll keep it here. Stay with us at halftime. We'll have a recap of the scoring that we've had tonight. We'll have some statistics. We'll talk about what we've seen and what we might see in the second half. And maybe we'll have some other Highland Conference scores we can pass on to you at halftime. 21 seconds left to go, second quarter, 21-7. Lake City on top over the Rangers. Manton has the ball, second down and 15 from their own 41-yard line. So again, same scenario. We'll see if they make a strike, try to make something happen. Last 21 seconds. Both teams back out, ready to go following the timeout. Manton, spread formation from the shotgun. Hahn takes the snap. Looking, he's got Solani at midfield. Trevor could not get away from the defense, brought down there.
But another gain of 7 or 8. That seam open. That seam route is open right now, and Coach Solani's going to go to it until Lake City takes it away, and that's two completions in a row, one to the left, one to the right, both on that seam route. Now Coach Kent's got to figure out how am I going to take that seam away but not give up the big play to Ragnaris downfield.
Exactly.
So we got a little chess match going right here. So we have
another timeout taken with just 8 seconds left to go in the second quarter. We'll keep it here. But that pass play now gives Manton a 3rd and 6, which with 8 seconds left, kind of irrelevant at this point. But both teams.
Don't be surprised Solani dials something up here a little bit in the gadget bag, because all the years coaching with him, he's been pretty aggressive and had great knowledge of the game. And I wouldn't be surprised he has something up his sleeve here to try to get a score here just before halftime.
Exactly what I was going to say, Stephen. Both teams talked about what they can do in 8 seconds, and Lake City trying to prevent what Manton might try to do in 8 seconds. From the shotgun is Hahn, takes a snap, being pursued, rolls to his left, and did look downfield, but ended up keeping it. Did not see anybody open.
Nah, Lake City had 4 guys in the deep. Covered. Yep, and they double covered Solani on that play, and that's where the ball was trying to go. So
Hahn was brought down after a gain of about 3, and that brings the first half to an end here in Lake City. Our halftime score, Lake City Trojans 21, the Manton Rangers 7. We'll do a little bit of our figuring and have some numbers for you when we come back. Stay with us. We'll be back from Lake City in 2 minutes.
Looking to buy a home or sell yours? Need to upgrade or downsize? Go with experience. Go with Garno. Jamie Fellows Garno of City to Shore Real Estate is your full-time real estate professional with 15 years of experience helping people make their homeownership dreams come true in the greater Cadillac area. Homes are needed now to meet the demand. Want to know what your home is worth in today's real estate market? Talk to Jamie Fellows Garno, serving Wexford, Missaukee, Osceola, and Grand Traverse counties from the new City to Shore branch office in Manton at 113.
Bostic's Drugstore in Manton is your locally owned pharmacy. You can count on Mike and his professional staff to take care of all of your prescription needs with a personal hometown touch. You'll get a comprehensive medication review every time you pick up a prescription. Bostic's Drugstore accepts most insurances and administers flu and shingle shots with a prescription. They're also your home for Manton Rangers and locally made Michigan apparel, plus cards, gifts, and toys. Stop into your friendly hometown pharmacy, Bostic's Drugstore on Main Street in Manton. Call 231-824-6465.
Cadillac Java and Java 2 is the place to be for all things delicious. Java is a specialty drive-through coffee shop offering fresh espresso, premium coffees, frozen, iced, and blended drinks, ice cream, chai teas, and their most popular item, the frozen hot chocolate. And what goes great with amazing drinks? Flavorful treats like bagels, muffins, donuts, and more. Cadillac Java has 2 convenient locations to serve you at 725 North Mitchell Street and at 6319 East M115 in Cadillac West. Cadillac Java and Java 2. Big town gourmet taste with a small town personal feel. Lutke is the right combination of experience, service, knowledge, and old-fashioned honesty. by providing a full range of forestry equipment services through 3 strong divisions: Lutke Equipment, Lutke Hydraulics, and Lutke Forest Products. Lutke can offer their customers the very best service, price, and always top quality products from a company that knows the challenges that loggers face every day. They offer the top brands with a full line of steel products, Traeger grills, and a full-service hydraulic and machine shop for all of your everyday needs. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Call 231-824-9506.
Welcome back to Lake City High School, everyone. Rick Swanson along with Steve Hanel, where our halftime score tonight is Lake City 21, Manton Rangers 7, in this battle of 2 teams starting off the season both undefeated at 3-0. If you joined us late, let me go over the scoring that we've had in tonight's ballgame. On Lake City's second possession of the night, they put together a 91-yard drive after Manton had the ball deep in Lake City territory but couldn't cash in, and a 39-yard pass play from Holt to Davis put the Trojans on the board. The extra point kick was good, and with 1:08 left to go in the opening quarter, Lake City led it 7-0. In the second quarter, the Trojans got a 9-yard touchdown run from Thome. The extra point kick again was good, and at the 10:07 mark of the second quarter, Lake City led it 14-0. Following a Lake City fumble recovered by the Rangers, Manton was able to get on the board on a 1-play drive at the 7:23 mark of the second quarter. Jacob Hahn hit Isaac Radin on a 40-yard pass play, good for the touchdown. After recovering that fumble, struck on the first play. The extra point kick was good, and Manton had pulled within 14-7. But on Lake City's very next possession, Lake City put together a short drive in the number of plays, but had a big 58-yard pass play, and Miles McLeod took it the last 7 yards on a touchdown run. The point, or the extra point, was also good again, and with 5:11 left to go in the first half, Lake City led it 21-7. And no scoring over that last 5 minutes, and that's where we stand at halftime. Lake City lead it 21-7. Stephen.
Yeah, I have a few numbers for you. Let's start out on the Manton side of the ball. And right now we got Jacob Hans leading the team with the rushing yards, and obviously he's leading the team in throwing yards. He's 5 for 9 for over 70 yards, and Isaac Radin has that big 1 catch for 40 yards. Slani's had a few catches across the seams and down the middle of the field as well as Milky. But we can't have Jacob Hahn being our leading rusher. We got to get back to getting the ball into Nick Dunham's hand, and that offensive line, that right side especially, has to start coming off the ball. And we got to get Nick Dunham going, because he's a great asset to this football team, and when he runs well, this team offense is totally different. And that's what Lake City's done so far, is they've taken Nick out of the ball game. Vice versa, just like Manton's taking Ben Marion out of the ball game. Ben hasn't caught a pass all night.
A catch, that's true.
And hats off to Ragnaris. He's playing man-to-man on him. I've been watching the game, and wherever 86 lines up, I can look across it, and right there's number 5. And Cole's doing a great job on Ben. On the Lake City side of the ball, just like Coach Skyver was talking about, we got to take Matthew Holt out of the game. They've taken his running game out, but they're not getting as much pressure on him as they were at the beginning of the game, and he's 4 for 9 for over 163 yards right now. Greenfield, again, Lake City's not running the ball that well either, and that's hats off to that defensive line of Manton's and to Solani playing that linebacker position. Greenfield has 8 carries for 43 yards, but what's really given Manton some struggles right now is they've taken Lake City's best wide receiver out of the game. Ben Marion is Lake City's number 1 receiver, and Manton scouted, and they've had a great defensive game plan, but Devin Davis is stepping up. And now I know Coach Skyver's in that defensive game room right now at halftime talking to his kids about, we got to focus on Devin Davis also. We can't just try to take one kid away. And Davis has 2 catches for over 100 yards already. So
Yeah, Davis is a threat receiving the ball. He has been last couple of years.
oh, absolutely.
When we covered Lake City last year, Stephen, in the playoff run, Davis had some big catches
Yes,
as
he did.
Lake City made their push.
And Coach Skyver will get that figured out. The coaching staff from Manton will get that figured out. And I wouldn't be surprised they put the clamps down on him too. But you can't put Cole Regnaris on 2 kids.
Right.
So somebody's got to step up in that secondary.
Well, Manton's just having a tough time moving the ball against that tough Lake City defense.
There's a
They
little-
have not put together a sustained drive where you pick up 3, 4, 8 yards at
Oh
a
no!
crack.
And we're not
Any-
used to seeing that.
No, their yardage has come by way of big plays.
Big plays, and like you said, their touchdown drive was a 1-play drive, and we're used to watching spread and the ball to Dunham to the right-hand side behind Renfrew and Sumners, and right now they're just not getting that push.
Not only tough Lake City defense, but they're getting great penetration through that
defensive
offensive line
yes,
of
that
Manton.
defensive line
And
of Lake City's is penetrating
they
well
just-
tonight.
the Rangers don't have time to get things set up, or Hahn can't wait to let somebody run a route. It's just it's tough to make something happen. They do have to have that offensive line step up
Yep, that offensive line has to step up this second half.
and block in every aspect of the game, whether it's running or giving Hahn some pass protection.
You're absolutely correct. But you know what? Coach Solani's in there talking to him. Coach Skyver's in there talking to him, and they're not going to push the panic button. They've been
Oh, yeah.
here before.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
They were down by 14 to Beale. We're down by 14 to Lake City now. No time to push the panic button. Let's go out.
Both these teams, you bet, know what's on the line to remain in first place in the Highland Conference.
Execute. It goes back. What's Coach Solani's number one thing he talks to us about all the time in his philosophy? Every kid do his own job.
Every play.
Every play, and right there, our 11 guys didn't do their own
Yep.
job. They were a little bit sloppy, but Coach will talk to him about it, and those kids believe in his philosophy. And I would think we're going to see kids doing their job the second half of this game.
Well, another thing that's a little concerning on the Ranger side, Stephen, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm seeing a lot of Lake City receivers getting open over the middle here, the latter part of the first half. And it's not just one receiver, but Holt has 2 or 3 he can go to. They're sending receivers deep, and of course the Rangers have to cover that, but then they're flooding underneath and bringing in receivers for little short passes of 5-10 yards, and then hoping that they can pick up some yardage running the ball. And tough to pick up all those receivers.
And that's you're absolutely correct on that. And what's going on is Coach Skyver's sending some blitz packages up there, and when you send that blitz package up there, if you don't get to Holt, being a senior quarterback and the experience that he has, somebody's going to be open. And now it's make one guy miss.
Yep.
So if you're going to send that blitz package and you're going to send kids, you have to get pressure on him and get his eyes down on the ground and make him run around a little bit or get a sack. So,
well, the Ranger defense has gotten to him a couple of times, but otherwise he's been able to make some improvement with his feet, get himself in position. But
and you look back at the first drive of the game, what'd they do? Lots of pressure on Holt and 20-yard loss, 5-yard loss, snap over the head. So we got to get back to getting pressure, but also we got to cover up in that secondary also. And when you're playing man-to-man, you better be able to tackle.
you got that right.
You've got to make the tackle. Doesn't have to be a lights-out hit, but you got to grab onto some cloth and hold on to your buddies get there.
Well, turning to a couple aspects of the game, turnover-wise, there's only been 1 turnover. Lake City fumbled the ball, which the Rangers recovered, and then scored, as we said, on the very next play on a 40-yard pass play. But I think just that 1 turnover by either team.
Yeah, that's the only
other than turning it over on downs.
Yep, turning over on downs. But, yeah, just 1 turnover. Not a lot of flags either. Both of these teams, you can tell they're disciplined. Their coaches demand it from them. The kids respond to it. And like I said, I just think, honestly, the reason that Manton's down 21-7 right now is just execution. The kids are not doing their job. They're trying to do somebody else's, and they just need to focus on their job. And if they do that, I think they can get right back into this football
and
game.
I think one of the big words that you're thinking there as far as execution, Stephen, is blocking. We got to have blocking.
Yeah, that offensive line's got to step it up a little bit.
All right, let's take a look at the JV score from last night. In JV action, Lake City went to Manton last night. And Stephen, what was our final on that one?
I think the final score to that game, if I'm not mistaken, was 34-12, and Lake City came with the victory on that. And haven't followed the Manton JV very well. Is that what loss is that for
That's
them?
the second.
That's their second loss. Okay.
The Ranger JV started off with 2 wins to start the season, and then lost. They were shut out last week by Beale City. And then their second loss last night, so they now stand at 2-2.
Coach Collins will turn that around too, and they'll work hard and get back on that get a winning streak started. But man, coming out of the tunnel right now and get on their sidelines and start warming up about 36 seconds before we start the second half, and if they don't add 3 more minutes on for these kids to stretch out. But you know what I like? I like looking across the field at those boys in white. They're down 21-7, but I don't see any heads hanging.
Oh no,
they're gonna battle, man. They're gonna battle. They take on the exact same character as their head coach, and that's a tribute to Coach Solani and the work and the coaching staff that they've done with these kids. And on the other side, Lake City can't just think Manton's gonna roll over, because they're not. So.
Well, we're going to take a quick timeout. We've got back in the studio Haley substituting for Aaron, and we're going to go to Haley, and we'll be back here in Lake City in 60 seconds for the second half.
When you need an assisted living center you can trust to treat the person you cherish most like family, trust Maple Ridge Living Center. Maple Ridge Living Center is a 26-bed assisted care facility on M55 just east of Lake City, offering 24-hour care to meet the daily needs of their residents and give their families peace of mind. With a second 20-bed location coming in the spring of 2019 on Mackinac Trail in Cadillac. Call for a tour, 231-839-1011. That's 839-1011. Maple Ridge Living Center, just east of Lake City.
Knowledge of the business, safety, dependability, and professionalism is what you'll get from Shepler Well Drilling of Manton. Shepler Well Drilling is a proud community supporter and would like to wish the Manton Rangers good luck in this year's sports season.
The Manton Athletic Boosters Club is a proud supporter of the Rangers Athletics and would like to wish the best of luck to all our fall Manton Rangers sports teams. And go Rangers!
Welcome back to Lake City High School, everyone. Rick Swanson along with Stephen Hanel on 107.1 The Drive, the home of Manton Ranger football. We're at halftime with just a minute and a half left to go before the kickoff to start the second half. Starting tonight's ballgame, 2 undefeated teams, Lake City and Manton, both coming into this one at 3-0, along with Pine River leading the Highland Conference with 1-0 records. So big conference game.
Yeah, great big conference game. The team that wins here could be sitting atop by themselves, depending on how that Beale City and Pine River game goes. But last we knew, Pine River was ahead of Beale. Haven't had an update since then. But we're either going to have, well, one team atop or 2 teams atop. But Highland Conference, again, going to be represented well, I think, in the playoffs this year. I think several good, hard-hitting, well-coached football teams that I think are going to make the playoffs and make a little bit of a run this year.
Well, I'm not gonna name names, Stephen, because I don't want to put myself on the hook. But through the first 3 weeks of the season, I could see 3 or 4 Highland Conference teams making the playoffs.
I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say 4.
Yeah, that would be phenomenal.
I'm going to say 4 will probably make the playoffs, and they're going to be represented well, and they play tough schedules. It's a tough conference, and they could do some damage in the playoffs. Lake City right now is Division 6, I think, and ranked 5th.
Right.
Manton Division 7
with honorable mention.
Honorable mention. So kudos to the Highland Conference.
Well,
and I'm sure Pine River is going to be ranked here if they win tonight.
With 6 teams in the conference,
3 out of the 6 could be ranked.
If half of them even make the playoffs, what a statement that says for your conference.
Yep, absolutely. So congratulations to all the Highland Conference teams, and keep up the good work, man.
We are ready to get the second half underway. Manton will be kicking off to start the third quarter, and Lake City receiving. Manton will be kicking, going right to left. Lake City will be returning, going left to right.
Manton's got to have a stop right here. This is they got to get the ball back. We can't let Lake City score on this drive.
And here we go. The freshman McKernan with the kick, hits at the 25, takes a bounce, picked up by Greenfield, I believe, for the return. And he weaves himself right out of trouble, going down the right sideline, got some running room, and finally knocked out of bounds in Ranger territory.
It's going to come back a little bit. I think that's going to come back a little bit, Swanee. I think we got a block in the back by Lake City, but man had him corralled.
He was tied up. He was tied up and found an opening. And we'll see what happens here. It is exactly that, Stephen. You've been good on your calls tonight. You're right on top of things. You're on top of your game.
The new glasses and the bifocals, I can see a little better now. Getting a little old.
So the Trojans are walking backward, following a penalty on the kick return. The officials trying to figure things out exactly where they're going to start walking off from. It looks like a spot foul. So the ball is going to be at the 46-yard line of Lake City.
Manton's coming out in their 4-3 defense, playing the two safeties. Again, we got Ragnaris over the top of Marion, and Lake City's coming out in a little offset power I formation with Miles at fullback.
Holt under center that time, not the shotgun. Straight handoff up the middle, and just into Ranger territory at the 49-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play.
Lake City runs a little fullback trap to Miles McLeod there for a pickup of 6, and on the tackle is Lytle and Solani and Grover, but we can't have our defensive line make a tackle 6 yards downfield. They got to get some penetration like you talked about at the halftime, and right now the battle's being won on the line of scrimmage, and Lake City's winning that battle right now.
Exactly.
And I haven't seen that happen to Manton's defense this year.
Just the start of the third quarter here in Lake City. Receiver split wide to the left. Holt under center. I formation behind him. Gives to the tailback straight up the middle. And this time meant for no gain. And there's who? Trevor Solani.
Yeah, and the difference is right there. Lytle gets good penetration and plugs a hole. Thome has to bounce right where? Right into Solani for a no-yard gain. So it all starts with that defensive line, and that was a good job by Lytle.
Third down and about 5 for the Trojans at the 48-yard line of Manton.
Don't be surprised if you see Coach Smith a little play action and try to get Marion open across on a little tight end drag or something. So we'll see if Ragnaris lined up right over him. So
again, Holt under center, I formation, fakes the handoff and hits the pass right over the center and caught this time inside the 40-yard line, brought down at the 38. Good for Lake City first down.
Yep, a little play action pass and Marion just released off the line and squatted it for the first down, and Ragnaris bit on the play action pass for a second and froze, and that's what got him open. That's what got Ben open on that play.
That's Marion's first catch of the night. Lake City 1st and 10 from the Manton 38-yard line. From under center, handoff to the tailback again.
Oh, my gosh.
Big hit by the Rangers.
Solani again, but there is the penetration you were talking about. When they penetrate and force that back to bounce, Solani's going to be there, and he just laid the lumber on that kid right there. That was a big-time hit.
Gain of a couple on the play, second down 8. 9:42 left to go here in the third quarter.
Penetrate.
Matthew Holt over at the sideline getting some play instruction from Coach Smith. Back out on the field now, goes under center. Receiver split wide, both right and left, I formation. Drops straight back to pass, looking to his right, now goes over the middle and overthrows his intended receiver, Marion.
A little bit of pressure there by McGrew from his defensive line position. Got Matthew flushed from the pocket a little bit, looking for Ben Marion, but a bad forced it to put right on the spot because Ragnaris is right in Ben Marion's hip pocket. So good defensive play right there. A little bit of pressure and great coverage.
Clock stopped at 9:19 of the third quarter, 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, hand out to Greenfield, coming to the right, looking for some run room around the right end, and knocked out of bounds around the 30-yard line. That would be a little short of the first down.
That's a pretty good job by Lane Heltz setting the edge, and a great job by Jacob Ward filling from his safety position.
Lake City looks down and 2.
Lake City looks like they're trying to run the ball a little bit to the right side of their line, so they might have found a little something going on.
21-7, Lake City on top here in the third quarter in Lake City. 4th and 2, and they're going to go for it at this spot of the field, 30-yard line of the Rangers.
They better get a hat on Solani.
Under center, handoff to the tailback. Met at the line of scrimmage and stopped right there.
By who?
Is Miles McLeod.
Stopped by Solani.
There's Solani.
Nobody got a hat on him, and he filled the gap, made a great hit, and that's 2 good football players right there going at it, and Solani won that battle with a great hit.
And that turns the ball over on downs to the Rangers. Big defensive stand to start the second half, and Manton has it 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line. Well, now they need to make something happen on this side of the ball, Stephen.
You're absolutely correct. We got to give Hahn time to throw the ball.
From
And we
the
got to get
shotgun.
Dunham running.
Quick handoff to Dunham, trying to make something happen off the right side. Little spin move, picked up a couple of yards, but that's all.
Just having a tough time sledding right now. That Lake City defensive line is just
Again, it's running.
penetrating.
It's the running sideways. They're
Yes.
not getting that
And
full
he
head of
can't
steam
run,
to head
He
upfield.
can't run straight upfield because that defensive line is getting so much penetration. He just can't find a gap.
Gain of 3 on the play. 2nd down 7.
Maybe a little cutback.
Spread formation from the shotgun. Dunham, the lone
Gonna have a
setback.
timeout. Like Manton looks a
Yeah,
little confused.
they were
Coach Solani
confused.
didn't like what was going on.
It looked like Dunham was behind center, and Hahn switched places with him. But instead of maybe looking at a disastrous situation, let's take a timeout.
Absolutely, get the kids settled down and get them all on the same page. Just have to get that running game going and break one and get their confidence up and get that offensive line firing off the ball right now, because you can't be one-dimensional against this defense.
8:27 left to go. Third quarter here in Lake City. 2nd down 7. Rangers coming back on the field from the quick timeout. Need to put something together here
And Way
to
Lake
extend this
City's
drive a little bit.
Way Lake City's pursuing. Don't be surprised if Coach Solani puts in a counter or something here too to keep Lake City honest.
From the shotgun. Here's a snap. Milky comes in motion. Hahn keeps it. Goes straight up off left tackle. Bounces it to the outside. Another sidestep, and he's out across the 40-yard line.
I think he's got the first
And
down
that's gonna
too.
be good
Good
for a
hard
Ranger
run
first
by
down.
him. Great hard run, because Lake City had him stoned right at the line of scrimmage, and he bounced off a kid and got the edge and got outside. And good hard running by Jacob Hahn on that play right there.
8-yard pickup gives the Rangers a first down, 1st and 10 on their own 42-yard line.
Got Dunham coming out, and Solani's now lined up next to Jacob in the backfield.
Solani now in the backfield. You're right. Hahn in the shotgun, but
They're
still looking to the
confused
sideline.
again.
Yep. Ready to go. Milky in motion, left to right. Pitch to Solani. Makes a cut outside, trying to get it around the right end, and is able to cut it back up for about 3. And he'll give the Rangers 2nd and 7.
And that will that's a way to defeat that defensive line getting penetration, is let's get outside of them.
But we
But
do
it
have
looks
a
like
penalty
there might be a
against the
holding call.
Rangers.
Excuse me.
And that's going to cost some yards that have been very tough to come by.
Yeah. Get a positive running play and put ourselves behind the chains with a holding call.
So being walked off from the line of scrimmage, it will still be first down for Manton.
Don't be surprised Coach Solani starts working the edges a little bit with some quick passes and stuff to open up that run game in the middle if he has to.
10-yard penalty. First down 20. Rangers going right to left across your radio in their all-white uniforms. First time on the road this season. Lake City leads it 21-7. From the shotgun, Jacob Hahn. Milky in motion again, left to right. Takes a snap, Hands off to Solani. A little bit of running room. He did get ahead of steam that time.
There
and
you
picked
go.
up about 5 or 6 before he's brought down.
Sending Milky from that H-back across in motion to be the lead blocker, and a good hole that time by Summers and by Renfer. And that's that right side of the line. So building a little confidence there, and that's positive yards.
And exactly right. Sending Milky that way. You got another blocker. Rangers, second down. 7:03 left to go. Third quarter here in Lake City. Beautiful night for football. Here's the snap. Hahn looking to pass. Now running to his right. Has to get rid of it. Instead, goes out of bounds.
A little
And
bit
that's
of
gonna-
pressure there from that defensive line that you talked about. And right there, he had nowhere to go. There, Bloomberg was back there, and Herrick was back there, and Greenfield was back there. And that offensive line has to put a hat on somebody.
Loss of about 7 on the play. Brings up 3rd and long. 3rd and about 20 for the Rangers.
Got 3 coming in and 3 going out. We got Ragnarsson, Solani in, and Grover in now.
Ball on the Ranger 30-yard line.
Under center and I.
3rd down. Hahn back to throw. Looking to his left. And the line collapses. Lake City's there for the sack at the 31-yard line.
And Coach Solani is mixing up formations, trying to find something that's going to work out there. And it doesn't matter what's formation calls.
From the Rangers that time, but again, penalties and sacks just took those positive yards away.
You're absolutely correct on there. First couple of good running plays, and then we get the holding call, and we're behind the chains, and it's so hard to play when you're behind the chains at any level.
First down on the Ranger 49-yard line.
Manton's playing man-to-man coverage again.
From the shotgun, Holt back to pass, being pursued, and the Ranger defense finally drags him down at midfield, loss of 1.
Good pursuit and a good pass rush by that defensive line led by McGrew, Summers, and Milky with that, and Renfer. They were all back there. They got a little bit penetration, forced Matthew to pull the ball down, and got him for a 1 to 2 yard loss. So.
And the other half of that, Stephen, is good coverage downfield. Nobody to go to. Second down, 11 for Lake City, just on their side of midfield. 5:33 left to go, third quarter, 21-7, Lake City on top. From the shotgun, Holt pitches to the right side, trying to get around the right end. That's Thom, the ball carrier, excuse me. And he's able to get positive yardage to the Ranger 40-yard line.
Little shotgun, quick pitch right. Lake City's playing man-to-man, so the corner had to turn his hips and run with the wide receiver, opening up that lane, and Solani comes over from that middle linebacker position, and Ragnars fills a little late from his secondary position. So Lake City's got a little bit of a drive going here, but Manton's defense will bow their necks and stiffen up.
3rd down 3 after a pickup of 8.
Oh, great job by Grover.
Back to pass, over the middle, looking for Marion, incomplete, could not make the connection. That brings up 4th down. 4th and 3, Lake City from the Manton 42-yard line.
And that's the first time in a long time that Ben Marion's been wide open without Ragnarsson in his hip pocket. And I think Ben was surprised that the ball was thrown to him because he's been covered so well all night and just took his eyes off the ball. But then that goes hats off to Ragnarsson. He's been playing a great game today at that safety position.
So again, Lake City going for it at this spot on the field, spread formation. Holt takes a snap from the shotgun, running it himself, left to trying to get around left end, and he does. And Rangers had him in the grass, could not bring him down, and he squirts ahead to the 35-yard line for a Trojan first down.
Absolutely. Somebody in that white shirt had him for a no-yard gain, but you got to put a shoulder pad on Holt. You can't try to tackle him with just your hands and just grabbing him with your hands. And he escaped and made a good play there.
Ball at the Ranger 36-yard line, 1st and 10, Lake City. 4:55 left to go, third quarter here in Lake City. From the shotgun, spread formation. One lone setback. Fakes the handoff, and over the middle is Marion. who caught it on his knees. So, of course, the ball is down right there at the 30. Gain of 6 on the pass play.
Good protection that time from the Lake City line. Not much of a pass rush. And Coach Smith is countering Ragnaris, playing Ben Marion with short, quick passes. He knows that Ben can't get open down deep with Ragnaris playing on him. Ragnaris is doing such a great job. So, little chess match going on here.
Lake City breaking out of the huddle. Spread formation again. Holt in the shotgun. Second down play. Foam goes in motion. He gets the
Great
handoff
job by
going
Lytle.
from his right to left. And as he tried to make his cut upfield,
Who's there?
Solani's right there to meet him head on.
How many times have we said that tonight? When that defensive line gets a little bit of penetration and forces that back to go somewhere else, Solani will be there. And when he's there, he doesn't
makes
come
the
with a
hit.
soft foot.
He makes the hit.
Comes with a hard hammer, and that was a big hit.
We do
You
have
could
a
even
penalty
hear
flag
the-
on the far side also.
You could even hear the Lake City crowd ooh on that one.
There was no gain on the play, but we'll check out the penalty.
It's got to be on Lake City.
Lake City was walking back, anticipating it being against them.
And who forced that play was number 50
It's like an
for
illegal
Matt, was,
shift.
Lytle. He had great penetration. He was 2 yards deep in the backfield and forced Thome to go the other way. And number 11 was there to meet number 11, and the 11 wearing white won that battle.
After the walk-off, the ball is at the original line of scrimmage, 36-yard line of the Rangers, and Lake City has it second down, 10. 3:46 left to go third quarter, 21-7. Lake City on top. Been a hard-fought ball game all evening. From the shotgun, Holt keeps it, takes it right up the middle, faked the handoff, kept it himself, and he's down about the 31-yard line.
Coach Skyver running a little bit of stunt. He's moved Lytle to outside linebacker, did a little X stunt there, and he's getting good penetration, forcing Lake City runners not to go exactly where they want to go. And the rest of that linebacker crew's cleaning up on that.
Gain of 4 on the play, third down and 6, Lake City. 3:05 left to go third quarter. Taking their time in the huddle, they break out of it. Spread formation, one lone setback with Holt in the shotgun. Drop to pack, back to pass, looks over the middle, and he's completed at the 15-yard line. Receiver dropped right there. And is that Greenfield?
And that's what Coach Skyver was alluding to and was scared of, is you got to get pressure on Holt, because if you don't, with all of his experience, you give him a good clean pocket and he's going to find a kid to get the ball to. And great coverage by Lane Heltzel right in his back pocket, but Matthew just threw a strike right there, and
He did. Hingston, the receiver that time.
have to get some pressure on that young man.
Ball is at the 16-yard line of the Rangers. First down, Lake City. From the shotgun, Holt took the snap, and
right there
by
is
design just kept it himself, tried to make something happen, going right up the middle, and maybe a gain of 1 or 2, but not much there.
great penetration by Nick Renford that time. That's the first time we've called that young man's name, and I'm used to calling it more on the defensive line, but he great penetration there and met Matthew in the backfield, and that's how you slow this offensive team down of Lake City, is getting some good penetration by that defensive line.
Gain of 1 on the play. Trojans have a second down 9. Under 2 minutes now left to go third quarter. Holt with the pitch around the right side. Greenfield or Hingston?
That's Greenfield.
That's Greenfield. Try and make something happen, but good pursuit that time by the Ranger defense.
Manton's defensive line's getting a little bit of penetration. Can't run the ball up the middle. Now Lake City's trying to force it outside, and Lane Heltzel forces it back inside, makes a great play. So it all starts with that defensive line penetration.
Gain of 2 on the play. Now Lake City faces 3rd and 7. Certainly in 4-down territory, but Manton trying to make a defensive stand here. Spread formation, and we've got some action going on the line. A penalty flag flies, and it's a motion penalty against Lake City. That caused Renford. Renford came across the line for the Rangers, but drawn offsides cost Lake City 5 yards.
Kind of looks like Manton's drive a few minutes ago, positive yards, and now got a penalty, puts you behind the chains and makes it a long third down. And
Third down 13 for Lake City.
big play here on both sides of the ball, and it'd be good to see Manton get a stop here.
Spread formation from the shotgun. Holt looking to his right to pass. Being pursued, being chased. There's the Ranger defense. They bring him down at the 24-yard line. Loss of 5 on the play.
And that was caused without a blitz. The defensive line made the sack on that. And Renfre's got something going on. I don't know if he's got a quick inside step on whoever he's over, but he was in the backfield, forced Matthew to put his head down, and the rest of the Rangers were there to take care of it. And another loss on the play.
So the ball at the 25-yard line of Manton, but 4th and long. Lake City will go for it. From the shotgun, Holt's got it. And looking over the middle, lets it fly, and his receiver went one way. The ball went over the middle.
Little miscommunication. Devin Davis ran a corner route, and Matthew Holt threw a post, but he had to get rid of that a little quicker than he wanted to, too, because Gavin Summers, with pressure right in his face when he threw the ball. So it's just like Manton's coaches talked about, get pressure on Holt, and Lake City's offense is a total different team.
So Lake City turns the ball over on downs. Manton has it 1st and 10 on their own 25. Handoff to Nick Dunham off right side, and he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one.
Coach is still trying to get the right side of that line rolling right now, and that's just not happening. And Renfre's playing a great game on the defensive side of the ball, and that right side of the line right now is just struggling. I don't know if the boys are tired. You know, we don't have a lot of subs out there, and Lake City puts fresh bodies in about every 3 plays.
Looks like the clock is going to expire, and it does. They wave the play dead, and that is the end of the third quarter here in Lake City. No points on the board in that third quarter, and Lake City leads it 21-7. We'll be back here in Lake City as we take a timeout, back in 30 seconds.
High school students are training for the jobs of tomorrow today at the Wexford Misaki Career Technical Center in Cadillac. Juniors and seniors from 12 area high schools can choose from 14 career-driven programs. Free college credit is available. Visit WMISD.org and click or tap the Career Technical Education link. See all the great programs, then talk to your student's counselor. Call 876-2200. The Wexford Misaki Career Technical Center on 13th Street across from Baker College. Proud to serve the students of Manton High School. CTC is the place to be.
Welcome back, everyone, to Lake City High School. Rick Swanson with Steve Hanel, and we are getting ready for fourth quarter action. Highland Conference football. The Trojans hosting the Manton Rangers tonight. Lake City leads at 21-7. Manton has the ball after Lake City just turned it over on downs. The first running play netted 0 yards. I see the down marker over there, first down, Stephen, but I think it's second.
It should be 2nd and 10, I think, Swan. Great football game going on right here. Two good teams playing a good game, and right now the storyline is the offensive and defensive line, and right now Lake City's line is just playing a little better than Manton's.
And physical play, what you expect in the Highland Conference. Running play met in the backfield by the Lake City Trojans.
That'd be Thomas Bloomberg coming from his defensive end position. And, you know, moments after we get the words out of our mouth, and there's the defensive line of Lake City making a play 2 yards deep in the backfield. And we got to get that figured out on the offensive line.
That was Jacob Hahn with the carry. This time on third down, quick pass to the left, Solani. That pass on a rope right along the line of scrimmage. Solani brought down after a short gain.
That's a good call. That's a way to loosen up that defensive line, is just some quick tosses and pitch and catches out there to the receivers and try to get wide on the line of scrimmage.
Now, down marker on the sideline still says third
down.
Scoreboard says fourth. It should be fourth.
And I don't know what the officials have called.
It's like they didn't catch that play to end the third quarter.
Doesn't matter what the down marker says, the scoreboard says. It only matters what the officials say. And
so here we go. Officials are saying third down, even though it is fourth. Here's a snap. Hahn's got it. Spread formation, looking deep down the left side.
He's got a guy wide open.
He's got a receiver.
He made a catch. That's a great catch.
Catch was caught
by number 3.
By number 3, that is Lucas McKernan, the freshman at
That's a freshman,
midfield.
McKernan. Good athlete. Got to coach him last year at the 8th grade level, and now he's up here at the varsity level. And what a great catch, great throw, but he had time to throw it. And
He
what a
did.
big 4th down, 3rd down. We don't even know what down it was.
23-yard completion. Hahn to McKernan.
There
This
we
time,
go.
Handoff to Dunham, trying to make something happen right side.
His best
Wanted
run
to
of
get
the
around the
night.
right end, but cut it back up and picked up 5 yards.
Yep, his best run of the night. Not so much east and west. Soon as he found his gap, he stuck his foot in the ground and headed upfield. So good to see this drive getting put together. And
First
these
down
boys have
play.
no quit in them.
First down play picks up 5. Second down, Manton. Just nicely into the 4th quarter here. 10-13 left to go in the ballgame. Hahn in the backfield. Looked like he wanted to pitch
He
it
wanted to
Dunham.
pitch that, and
Could
lucky,
never get rid of it.
but lucky he didn't. That's a heads-up play on him, because I know Manton fans listening on the radio are a little disappointed in the loss of the play, but your quarterback just made a great play, because if he had pitched that ball, he'd have pitched it right to a Trojan for a touchdown. So
Picked it right off in the air.
yeah, he had picked it off in the air. He had no chance to pitch that ball because the defensive line was in the backfield. So that's a heads-up play by that young man right there.
Loss of 5 on the play. Puts the ball back at the original line of scrimmage. Right at midfield. 3rd down 10. Hahn in the shotgun. Mishandles the snap and falls on it back at the 41. A loss of 8. They're going to mark it the 42. Loss of 8 on the play.
Again, beating ourselves right now. A bad snap, over the head, fumbled snap, whatever you want to call it. But it's not Lake City beating them right there. That's them beating themselves. And that has to frustrate Coach Solani, because that's not his style of football.
4th and 18. Solani in punt formation. Snaps good. Ball up. High arcing punt. Takes a big Manton bounce. It hit at about the 33 and bounces down to the 22.
You got the sweet spot of that one.
And Lake City will have it first down on their own 22-yard line.
Good high spiral, turning over, hits the ground. And when you get that good spiral punt like that, that ball's always 9 times out of 10 going to shoot forward and get you a few more yards. So
Well, we're still at our halftime score. Halftime ended tonight, Lake City up 21-7. That's still where we're at with 8:51 left to go in the ball game here in Lake City. Following the punt, 1st and 10 from the Lake City 22-yard line. They go spread formation.
Matt needs a 3-and-out or a
Center,
turnover here.
I formation behind him. Takes the snap, hands it off to the tailback. That's Thome. Had him dead to rights, made a spin, and boy, did he pick up some yardage after that. They had him dead to rights, Stephen.
That's a great push by the defensive line, and that's the first time I've seen Solani, running back, bounce off Solani. Solani put the lumber on him, but just forgot to wrap up.
Pick up a 14 on the play. Lake City 1st and 10.
Yep.
As they're trying to put a drive together.
The last time 11-11 met, Solani won the battle. That time Thome won the battle.
Yeah, that was quite a spin move to get out of that. I thought he was caught.
dead to rights. Yep. Thought he was a 3-yard loss.
So 1st and 10, ball at the 38-yard line of Lake City. Same formation, 2 wide receivers, 1 to the right, 1 to the left, under center, I formation. Hand off to the tailback. Stopped at the line of scrimmage, nowhere to go on that one, and that is Greenfield,
Great
the ball
defensive
carrier.
penetration by Milky Renfer on that play, and the linebackers didn't have to make a play because those big boys had their heads up and made the tackle right at the line of scrimmage. Renfer even come out of there with the ball in his hands. Looked like he ripped it right out of the running back's hand, but they said he was down before it happened.
Well, at this juncture, Lake City is going to be happy just letting that clock run.
Yep.
Keeping possession of the football. Again, I formation, under center. Holt takes it, drops straight back to pass, being chased. Had him in the grasp, got away, still being chased, making a run for it. And finally, I think the Rangers are going to bring him down. But wow, did he extend that play.
They
Must have had him how many times?
great job by the Manton defense to corral him, and a great effort by Matthew just trying to get some positive yards there.
Several of the Rangers had a hand on him, but Holt kept it alive, scrambling. That's a true scramble right there.
Yes, that was Fran Tarkenton.
And like you said, he actually made a little positive yardage. 3rd and 9. With the ball near the 40-yard line, the Trojans' own 40-yard line. 7:10 left to go in the ball game. Rangers need to hold here and maybe force a punt.
Yeah, we need a stop right here.
And
timeout at Lake City.
Officials' time.
Delay of game.
Delay of game against Lake City will cost them 5 yards. Instead of 3rd and 9, they'll have 3rd and 14. Well, we just said they want to run the clock, but
don't take that much time.
Play.
That's right. You got to put it in play to get that clock started again.
Well, it gives the Rangers a little better opportunity to force a punt. 3rd down, 14, 21-7, Lake City on top, 7 minutes even left to go in the ball game.
Yeah, and I think here Manton stops. Coach Smith's going to punt the ball and try to play field position. So big 3rd down here for the Rangers.
From the shotgun, Holt has it. Looking to his left on the pass play. Ball is out there.
Great defense
and
by
great
the freshman, by
one-on-one
McKernan.
coverage. That's McKernan with the coverage.
That kid's going to be special.
And the ball falls
good.
incomplete.
He just ran man for man with a number 14 from Lake City and knocked down the play and made a great play. And that would have been a freshman running man for man with a senior, and he made a great play right there.
4th down, 14 for Lake City.
And it stops the clock.
Showing punt formation, which you would expect at this spot on the field. And here's the snap. Punt is away, and it hits, takes a big bounce, taken by Regnerus, and trying to make something happen, cutting to his right as he's going left to right, and he's brought down about the 37-yard line.
All right, put a little drive together here and get some points on the board.
So the Rangers cause and force the Lake City punt, and
Defense
they'll get
is
the ball
playing
back.
well.
They'll get the ball back. 1st and 10, ball on their own 37-yard line, but just need to put something together. As we said at halftime, the major emphasis of Manton yardage tonight has been big plays. Hahn takes a snap, running to his left. It looks like run all the way, and he could not get
Just
to the
nowhere
edge
to go.
and drop for a loss. Looks like 4 yards back to the 31.
Trying a little bit of everything, trying to get inside, trying to get outside, and that defensive front of Lake City and that linebacking core is just controlling the trenches right now, and it's making it tough on him.
He couldn't hit full speed.
No.
He was just maybe looking for something to open up. Nothing ever did. Spread formation from the shotgun. Hahn takes it, looks to his right. Pass completed to Regnerus. Sidesteps one defender. Gets away from another one. Out to the 40. Down the sideline to the 45 before he's knocked out of bounds.
That's a good job by Regnerus.
Good
That's
positive yardage.
Yep, little pitch and catch. Regnerus scoops it up just before it hits the ground and sidesteps one guy and gets some good positive yards out of that.
Gain of 13 on the play. Moves the ball out to the 45-yard line. 3rd down and 2. 5:53 left to go in the ball game. Rangers, of course, need the 1st down. Here's the snap from the shotgun. Keeps it himself after a fake handoff.
He's got it.
And if he gets outside, he's got it. He does. Cuts it up. And he's at midfield, across midfield. Good run from Jacob Hahn, the quarterback.
That's a great hard run. And he set his block up out there on the outside. I don't know number 4, Lane Heltza, had a great stalk block. And Jacob read it and got the 1st down, got out of bounds, and 5:44 in this no-huddle offense. They've got time. They just have to execute.
They're saying he stepped out of bounds at the 49, the Ranger 49, but still good for the 1st down. 1st and 10, Manton. From the shotgun, gets a snap, hands off to Dunham, coming to the right. Makes a cut upfield for positive yardage, and Dunham picks up 3 or 4, depending on the spot.
Getting his foot in the ground and getting upfield and not running sideways right now is what he's doing.
Exactly. Gain of 4 on the play. 2nd down, 6 for the Rangers. Clock running. 5:19 left to go in the ballgame. 21-7. Lake City on top. from the shotgun. Hahn rolling to his right, looking for somebody to throw to. Nobody open, and finally thrown out of bounds. Back at about the 48. We'll check the spot.
And we have
there is a penalty marker.
We have 2 flags on it. I think the one flag for sure is going to be number 44, Milky. A little legal procedure. He got off the ball a little quicker than normal. Right now, I got an update for you. Also, Swanee, we got Pine River is leading Beale City 17-13. So,
okay,
Pine River's making a bid to try to stay undefeated.
Down there. Pine River making a bid to go 4-0.
Yep. Yeah, we're going to have a little legal procedure on number 44, it looks like, and it's going to...
Penalty being walked off from midfield, 10 yards, back to the Ranger 40-yard line. 2nd and 19 for the Rangers. And timeout taken on the field by Manton. So we will take a timeout ourselves. We'll be back here in Lake City in 30 seconds.
Looking to buy a home or sell yours? Need to upgrade or downsize? Go with experience. Go with Garno. Jamie Fellows Garno of City to Shore Real Estate is your full-time real estate professional with 15 years of experience helping people make their homeownership dreams come true in the greater Cadillac area. Homes are needed now to meet the demand. Want to know what your home is worth in today's real estate market? Talk to Jamie Fellows Garno, serving Wexford, Missaukee, Osceola, and Grand Traverse counties from the new City to Shore branch office in Manton at 113 Main Street.
Welcome back, everyone, to Lake City High School, 4th quarter action. Manton, Lake City. Lake City on top, 21-7 with 5:06 left to go. Timeout on the field. Stephen, with that Pine River score we were just talking about, 17-13. Pine River with a chance to go 4-0. Beale would fall to 0-4.
Yeah,
when's the last time you've heard that one?
When's the last time have you heard Beale City starting out 0-4? I was just trying to ask some coaches around here up in the booth, and they can't remember. And Coach Gaffney's old, so if he doesn't know, nobody knows.
Here we go. 2nd down, 19 for the Rangers from their own 40. Hahn in the shotgun. Looking to pass. Looks to his left.
Oh, no.
Pass intercepted right at midfield by Lake City.
Trying to make something happen and just overthrew his receiver there, and Ben Marion came in from his outside linebacker position and dropped there. And I don't think Hahn saw him drop. And big turnover at a big time in the game.
Just the first turnover of the ball game for the Rangers, but it's a costly one. And the ball is being spotted right at the 50-yard line. Lake City has it. 1st and 10. 4:59 left to go in the ball game. And again, like with their last possession, they'd be happy just taking some time off the clock.
Yep, and Manton needs a turnover and get the ball back.
Wide receiver split wide to the left. Ball's given to the tailback, and the Rangers are there.
That's
to meet him in the backfield for a loss of 1 on the play.
Milky and Lytle with great penetration and nowhere to go on that play right there.
That was foam on the carry, loss of a yard. 2nd down, 9, Lake City. But again, clock running, 4:37 left to go in the game, 21-7, Lake City on top. They break out of the huddle. Wide receiver split wide to the left. I formation behind Holt, who's under center. Takes a snap, pitches to the tailback, cutting to the left. And nothing there. Fumble. And the Rangers have it.
Exactly what Manton needed right there.
Boy, you couldn't have asked for anything else.
Greenfield trying to get the edge. They set the edge and got him stopped right there. Good job by our corner out there, Ragnaris. And I think Gavin Summers recovered that fumble. That's exactly what the guys in white needed right there. Good defensive stance.
Good defensive pursuit by the Rangers and caused the fumble. Manton now has it. Lake City territory at the 46, 1st and 10.
Got 4:15 to go, and Manton's got 1 timeout left.
Spread formation from the shotgun. Jacob Hahn. Back to pass. Rolling to his left. Still rolling to his left. Going to keep it.
He just ran over
first
Miles
down
McLeod.
yardage. He did run right over him, put him on the ground. And after a gain of 15, Jacob Hahn is stopped. Penalty flag comes in at the very end of the play.
That is some very tough running by a junior quarterback because Miles McLeod is the heart and soul of that defense at that middle linebacker position, and Hahn just lowered his shoulder and ran right over him.
We'll see what the call is. The official's standing at the 34-yard line of Lake City, and it is against Lake City.
Man, Lake City a little frustrated right there, and I think they were piling on after the play was over. And that's going to upset Coach Kent. He's going to call timeout and get his kids regrouped. And that's a big play for Manton.
That's a huge play.
Because now they're
15-yard
down.
penalty.
They're inside the 20.
Yards.
They're inside the 20 with 4 minutes to go. And with their no-huddle offense, they punch one in here and look out.
After the nice gain by Hahn of about 12 yards, 15-yard penalty tacked on top of that. And as Steven said, the Rangers have it first down inside the 20 at about the 19 with 4:02 left to go. Lake City on top, 21-7.
Impressive run right there by that young man.
We got timeout on the field, but we'll keep it here.
They're breaking out of their huddles right now. And I know that I'm sure Coach Kent called that timeout just to regroup his kids and let them know that they're a little more classy than that, and he's not going to put up with that stuff.
Well, the Rangers need a quick strike, down 2 scores. Need to put one in the end zone when they've got this nice opportunity, good field position inside the red zone. First down, Hahn in the shotgun. Waiting for the call from the officials that were ready to go. And we are. Here's the snap. Back to pass. Being pursued. Sets up a screen pass. And Dunham just could not bring it in, and he had blockers in front of him.
And if he catches that, I think Manton scores on that because that was set up well.
Just off his fingertips. He had it and could not bring it in. Second down 10 for the Rangers from the 19-yard line. 3:57 left to go in the ballgame. Yeah, that would have made things very interesting. If
Yes,
any
it would have,
score
'cause
here,
that would
any
have been
score here will make it interesting.
That'd have been a quick strike score and had plenty of time left on the clock to maybe get the ball back and see what happens.
Spread formation. Jacob Hahn takes a snap, looking to his right, deep, throwing it in the corner, and just over the outstretched arms of Cole Regnerus, and he was at the goal line.
Well thrown ball right there. Put it right where only his kid could catch it, just a little bit too high and led Cole out of bounds. But like you said, right on the goal line.
So probably wasn't going to be brought in because a little overthrown, but good coverage by Lake City down there, too.
Yeah, I think that was 14 Ryan Tapansky on the coverage, and good play on both sides right there.
Third down 10 for the Rangers. Of course, 4-down territory at this point in the game. From the shotgun, Hahn back to pass, straight back. Now sees the running lane up the middle, cuts it to the left. He's got some running room. It's going to be brought down very close to the first down marker.
We got a flag in the secondary. And I didn't really see what was going on there. I was watching up at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, the flag's down at the 2-yard line.
Usually there, it's got to be a holding on one of the secondary kids. It's going to be on Lake City.
We'll get the call from the official. It is a holding call against the Trojans.
Somebody in the secondary had somebody's jersey. That's going to move Lake City inside the 5.
We'll see. The officials are discussing just where it's going to be walked off from. Here's the call again, holding against Lake City. The ball right now is at the 12-yard line.
It's got to be half of the distance, so it's going to be on the...
And now they're marching it off.
It's got to go to the 6.
Yep, looks like about 6 or 7 is where they're spotting it. And it's going to be first and goal, Rangers.
There's no quitting these Rangers.
No, there isn't. There is not.
They're going to fight you tooth and nail till there's no time left on the clock.
Jacob Hahn up under center. One of the rare times. Takes the snap. Hand off to Dunham. Trying to make something off the right side. Not there with that Lake City defense.
Defensive penetration, and that'd be Bloomberg. And he has a quick first step, and he was just in the backfield.
Loss of a yard on the play. Second and goal to go for the Rangers from the 7-yard line.
Swanee, we got to get one quick
clock
in
running.
here. Clock's running. We got to get one in quick.
Hahn under center. In motion comes Solani, left to right. Pitches to Dunham to the left. Got by one defender. Tried to barrel in. He's inside the 5. Brought down at about the 3.
Little counter action there.
Lake City closed quickly. It looked like he might have been able to take it in, but
Solani's trying to slow that defensive front down with a little bit of counter, and it almost worked. Third down and 3.
Third and goal from the 3 for the Rangers. Clock continues to run. 2:46 left to go in the ballgame. Play coming in from the sideline.
We don't. Man doesn't
Milky
have
coming
time
in,
to call a
splitting wide
timeout,
to the
so
right.
they got to.
Spread formation. Hahn in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Hands off to
Solani.
Solani brought down at about the 3 or 4. No gain on the play.
That'd have been Miles McLeod and Solani meeting at the 3.
And that's going to bring up 4th and goal.
Coach Solani doesn't want to waste his last time out. He's shuffling the play in with Grover.
Clock running, 2:10 to go. Rangers 4th down. They need to put this in, Stephen.
Yes, they do.
It's right now.
If you're at a college game, the keys would be jingling because this is a key play right here.
Solani split wide to the right this time. Hahn under center. Drops
Going up
back,
right
going
there.
to the left corner of the end zone.
Just overthrew him again.
And just overthrowing his receiver is Regnerus in the corner of the end zone. That's going to turn the ball over on downs. Lake City will take over 1st and 10.
You know what Lake City's going to do here? They're going to just keep the ball on the ground and try to run that clock out. Manton needs to be stripping the ball here.
That's 2 times tonight, Stephen. Manton has been deep in Lake City territory. Once in the first half and now right here, and they just couldn't put him in.
Capitalize.
That Lake City defense really stiffening when they needed it. So Lake City with the ball on their own 4-yard line. 1st and 10, 1:48 left to go in the ballgame. Holt under center. Quick handoff up the middle, just trying to get a little breathing room. And after a pickup of a couple, it'll be 2nd down, Lake City.
That's Miles McLeod for 2 and a tackle and brought down by Lytle and Milky. Called Lytle's name a lot tonight. He's been playing a pretty good game on the defensive side of the ball as well as Milky.
21-7, Lake City on top. 1:24 left to go in the ballgame. Lake City with the ball deep in their own territory after Manton turned it over on downs. 2nd down and 8. Holt under center. I formation behind him. Here's a snap. Gives it to the tailback. Makes a quick cut to the right, but not much there, and brought down at about the line of scrimmage, maybe a short gain of 1. It'll be 3rd down, Lake City.
Yeah, Lake City's happy with that clock running, and Coach Solani's sitting on that last timeout because he wants to get the ball back and get a score in and use it later.
Clock running, 48 seconds left to go in the ballgame. Lake City content to just run this one out. 21-7, Lake City on top. They break out of the huddle. Holt under center. I formation once again. Receiver split wide to the right and left. Quick handoff to the fullback up the middle. Gain of about 3 on the play, and that could be the last play of the ball game.
I think it is going to be the last play of the ball game. I don't think Coach Solani's going to call timeout. He's going to.
Man does have a timeout, but 1 isn't going to do much at this point.
Nope, not at all.
10 seconds left to go. It's 4th and 3 for Lake City, and they're simply going to let it run out. And that's going to be our ball game tonight here in Lake City. Our final score, Lake City 21, Manton 7. After a timeout, we'll recap the scoring for you. We'll go over some final stats. We'll select the recipients of our 107-1 The Drive Ranger game balls. We'll pick the Ranger drive of the game and let you know what's up next on the schedule. Stay with us. We'll be back in Lake City in 2 minutes.
Bostic's Drugstore in Manton is your locally owned pharmacy. You can count on Mike and his professional staff to take care of all of your prescription needs with a personal hometown touch. You'll get a comprehensive medication review every time you pick up a prescription. Bostic's Drugstore accepts most insurances and administers flu and shingle shots with a prescription. They're also your home for Manton Rangers and locally made Michigan apparel, plus cards, gifts, and toys. Stop into your friendly hometown pharmacy, Bostic's Drugstore on Main Street in Manton. Call 231-824-6465.
Cadillac Java and Java 2 is the place to be for all things delicious. Java is a specialty drive-through coffee shop offering fresh espresso, premium coffees, frozen, iced, and blended drinks,
ice cream, chai teas, and their most popular item, the frozen hot chocolate. And what goes great with amazing drinks? Flavorful treats like bagels, muffins, donuts, and more. Cadillac Java has 2 convenient locations to serve you at 725 North Mitchell Street and at 6319 East M115 in Cadillac West. Cadillac Java and Java 2. Big town gourmet taste with a small town personal feel.
Lutke is the right combination of experience, service, knowledge, and old-fashioned honesty by providing a full range of forestry equipment services through 3 strong divisions: Lutke Equipment, Lutke Hydraulics, and Lutke Forest Products. Lutke can offer their customers the very best service, price, and always top-quality products from a company that knows the challenges that loggers face every day. They offer the top brands with a full line of steel products, Traeger grills, and a full-service hydraulic and machine shop for all of your everyday needs. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Call 231-824-9506.
When you need an assisted living center you can trust to treat the person you cherish most like family, trust Maple Ridge Living Center. Maple Ridge Living Center is a 26-bed assisted care facility on M55 just east of Lake City, offering 24-hour care to meet the daily needs of their residents and give their families peace of mind. With a second 20-bed location coming in the spring of 2019 on Mackinac Trail in Cadillac. Call for a tour, 231-839-1011. That's 839-1011. Maple Ridge Living Center, just east of Lake City.
Welcome back, everyone. Rick Swanson with Steve Hanel from Lake City High School, where the Rangers have dropped one to the Lake City Trojans by the score of 21-7. Lake City now improves to 4-0 overall, 2-0 in Highland Conference play, while Manton suffers their first loss of the year, falling to 3-1 on the season and 1-1 in the Highland Conference. Let me give you a recap of the scoring in tonight's ball game, especially if you joined us late, because if you joined us in the second half, you didn't hear any scoring. In the first quarter, Lake City put the first points on the board. Devin Davis pulled in a 39-yard pass from Matthew Holt. The extra point kick was good, and with 1:08 left to go in the opening quarter, Lake City led it 7-0. In the second quarter, with 10:07 left to go, Thome took it in for Lake City from 9 yards out, 9-yard scoring run. The extra point kick again was good, and Lake City led it 14-0. Manton then got on the board after they had recovered a Lake City fumble. They struck on the very first play of that possession with Jacob Hahn hitting Isaac Radin on a 40-yard touchdown pass. The extra point kick was good. And at that point, with 7:23 left to go in the second quarter, Manton pulled within 14-7. But on the very next possession, Lake City put together another scoring drive, highlighted by a 58-yard pass play. But Miles McLeod took it in on a 7-yard run. The kick again was good. Manton trailed then 21-7. And with 5:11 left to go in the first half, that was it for the scoring. The entire second half and 5:11 left of the first half, we found no points put up on the board, Stephen.
We had a defensive battle.
We did.
That's what we talked about at the beginning of the game. We were going to have a defensive football game, and if you stop and think about it, a lot of the strikes were big strikes. Nobody really moved the ball consistently this evening, and that's just because of 2 good defensive teams playing tonight.
Yeah, both teams had trouble putting together extended drives. The Rangers even more so than the Trojans. But in Highland Conference football, you expect that kind of output. Defenses throughout the Highland Conference this year look to be very tough. Scores are down.
Scores are down. Yeah, scores are down. Absolutely, scores are down. You look around. I think Lake City's given up 19.
19 on the season.
19 on the season. Manton's given up 19. You know, it's just,
Manton has not given up over 22 in any of their games.
So you're right. It's just defensive football. Pine River, given up 13 so far tonight, and I'm sure that's not much more after that. So this conference is
points come at a premium. You can't afford to make mistakes. You can't afford to have penalties. You can't afford to have turnovers.
And that is the key to tonight's game. Is a lot of times Manton's driving the ball, getting a little bit of positive yardage, and then they have a mishap, and positive turned into negative tonight for them, and we haven't seen that much from these guys.
Well, I alluded to the fact that Manton had good scoring position a couple of times. The one I'm referring to in the first half, they were on Lake City's 9-yard line.
And couldn't get the ball in the end zone.
And could not score, turned it over on downs, and Lake City then takes it 91 yards to put the first points of the game on the board. If Manton puts that in, they score the first points of the game, and you don't know what's going to happen.
You don't know what's going to happen. You're absolutely correct. And like you said, when you get those opportunities inside the red zone, especially inside the 10-yard line in this conference, you got to put the ball across the goal line, and you got to get some points on the board.
And there in the fourth quarter, the same thing. Rangers had the ball inside the 10-yard line and could not push it across the goal line, turning it over on downs. So I guess if you look at a positive, they had the chances. They just couldn't capitalize and score when they had the opportunity.
Oh, yeah, and Coach Solani, absolutely. He's going to go home. He's going to watch film tonight, and he's going to get his kids ready. He's going to talk to them about the good things they did. He's going to talk to them about the things that they need to work on to get better and prepare for next week. But they're going to fight back. They're going to come back next week. They're going to have a good outing next week. And one loss in this conference, they're still not out of the opportunity to win in the conference championship because, like you said, this conference is tough, and Lake City's got to go to Beale next week.
Yeah.
And I don't care what you say about Beale being 0-4. Going to Beale's never fun to go to Beale City. So I think the conference is still wide open. I think Pine River probably won tonight, so they're 4-0 too. But like you said, just a good conference, and it's going to be a fun one to watch this year.
Just to pass on turnover situation tonight, there were 3 turnovers in the ballgame. Lake City fumbled the ball away twice to the Rangers, and Manton was intercepted once by Lake City. A few penalties here and there, but I think, Stephen, overall, just a good, hard-fought high school football game.
Oh.
And the battle was won, as you referred several times, in the trenches.
Absolutely. I don't have a lot of stats because I apologize for that, but my pen ran out, so I don't have a lot of stats from the second half. But the game was won right at the line of scrimmage tonight, and both coaches knew that they had to get pressure on the other opposing team's quarterback, and Lake City just got a little bit more pressure on Hahn tonight than what Manton did on Matthew Holt. And I think that's the whole outcome and and that's why the game ended the way it did. But like you said, a good, hard-fought game, and both teams well played, and both teams were well coached, and both teams left it all out on the field tonight.
Yeah, Manton didn't have a lot of probably offensive yardage when we look at the final totals, but the yardage they did pick up came mostly on big plays. They found it difficult to get any extended drive going all night long. Well, Stephen, let's turn it over to the 107-1 The Drive Ranger Game Ball.
I am going to present and give a Ranger game ball tonight to number 11, Trevor Solani. Played a great game on the defensive side of the ball, made some big key hits at big key situations, hustling around, playing both sides of the ball. And another thing that he did to keep Manton in this game and in the striking distance of having a chance to win this game is, man, he punted the ball well tonight. He hits the sweet spot of that football, and he gets it up in the air, and it's spiral, and he played a heck of a football game tonight.
Yes, he did. And now we look at the Ranger drive of the game, and there was just the one scoring possession of the Rangers tonight, and it wasn't much of a drive as far as number of plays, but we got to go with the one play drive, which resulted in the Ranger touchdown, a 40-yard pass play from Jacob Hahn to Isaac Radin to get the Rangers on the board. And even though it's a one-play drive, we're going to call that the Ranger drive of the game, and we're going to pass along an offensive Ranger game ball to Isaac Radin for playing in that 40-yard touchdown pass. Well, looking ahead to next week, the Rangers will be back home for what will be the final home game of the season already, when they host the Everett Wildcats Friday night, September 21st, in more Highland Conference action. Being the last home game next Friday night, it's also homecoming night and also senior night in Ranger country. So a big night of football next Friday night in Manton. as the Rangers take on the Everett Wildcats. We will have the game for you here on 107.1 The Drive. Game time 7 o'clock, and we'll be on with the pregame at about 6:40. We hope you can join us here on 107.1 The Drive if you're not there in Rangerland for that ball game. Well, we want to thank again the local people and businesses who are sponsoring Ranger football on the air this season. And we hope you can stop in and see them and express your thanks. They are Lucky Hydraulics and Forest Products, Forest Area Federal Credit Union, Wexford Missaukee Career Tech Center, the Smokehouse on 13th Street in Cadillac, Shepler Well Drilling in Manton, Java and Java 2 of Cadillac, the 308 Pub and Grill in Manton, Manton Boosters Club, Wilder Heating and Cooling, Maple Ridge Living Center, Jamie Fellows Garno City to Shore Real Estate Office, now in downtown Manton, and Bostic's Drugstore right next door in downtown Manton to the real estate office. Well, Stephen, any final thoughts before we send it back to the studio?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to you for letting me step in tonight and call this game in the replacement of Coach Smart. And I know Coach Solani's going to watch film, get his kids picked up, fix the things that they did wrong tonight, and stay with his philosophy. And I wish them luck at their homecoming game next week against Everett, and luck to Lake City against Beale City next week.
So always a pleasure doing the game with you, Stephen.